I just want my soul to hear.
Bobo Kogradini.
You could let you.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Where you go bed last night? Where you wake up with this answer?
No.
Bobo Kogradini.
Bobo Kogradini ne Bobo Voro da for Duma.
When the Holy Spirit descends, the Spirit run away.
Over for Kojina to Bonavito.
Now you lost me.
No, sorry,
Has Sky returned from being?
Sorry.
He's still in the spirit, but he's focused.
Let's make progress.
We can stay in the spirit and make progress.
So good morning, Caleb.
Good morning,
it's good to be
Francisca.
here.
You're looking good. You're looking well.
Thank
How are you
thank
doing?
I'm well. I'm good, and
Fantastic.
I'm happy it's a Friday.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll start with the Daily Guide.
Super.
The newspapers I have. I'm starting with Daily Guide front page stories. Government orders 4 Airbus helicopters. Details on page 3 comes with a picture of President John Mahama. Also, SHS LGBTQ manual, minority slums NDC. Details also on page 3.
Right.
AG frees Abu Trika accomplices in court. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, NSA scandal. Gifty Owari trial begins January 22. And this came up yesterday. Father arrested over attempted 1 million Ghana cedi sale of 3-year-old son.
Let me take you to the Chronicle this morning. The big story says Bawumia promises transparent campaign. Resources to be sent directly to national, regional constituency and polling station campaign teams. Also on the front page this morning, Ken will provide jobs for the youth. This coming in from Na Toshi. And the story about the LGBTQ matter also makes the front page, and the Honorable Fodio is talking.
Yeah.
There's something here about retraction and apology. Tokonu's removal is questionable. Justice Nene Amegache. So basically, they are going back to this matter. They did this retraction some time ago, but they are back to fixing it.
Okay, I'll take you to the Herald newspaper, and they're talking about the biggest story of the week, which is the artificial shortage of commercial buses. It says, their headline says, greedy trotro drivers forcing passengers to pay more with rush hour chaos in Accra. There's a follow-up headline, national security operatives storm trotro stations to crack down on illegal fares, and this excites me a lot. Other stories on the front page of the Herald newspaper, MPP national chairman distances himself from Frimpong Boateng's disciplinary letter. DVLA boss reveals he inherited 2 million OMEL number plate contract, insists procurement processes were lawful, and Tor revival promises fuel price stability and forex savings. That's according to the NPA.
Right.
Let me take you to the Daily Just the newspaper. NSA 38 million Ghana cedi scandal. Gifty Owari faces trial after 22 million Ghana cedis in refund was apparently rejected. Also on the front page this morning, Ato Force and Meeting in Mahama Economic Advisors team, and Ghana signs another aircraft deal with Airbus. You spoke about that a short while ago. Ministers still draw free fuel against president's order, according to the paper. And another story here talking about Maslok.
Okay, the Insight newspaper is reporting on its front page, Otibonsu petitions property fraud, flags police role in armed land takeover by Trasaco. Details on page 3. Also, endorsement surge for Brian Achampong, energizing his campaign message. Other stories on the front page of the Insight newspaper. NPA commends tour for rapid revival, calls for modernization and automation of strategic state assets. In Zima East, MP highlights jobs, education and agro-processing at first-year assessment. Also, drivers accused of overcharging fares on Accra routes. Journalist appeals for government intervention. And finally, Fafra community vows to strengthen ties with Nungwa Traditional Council.
Let me take you to the Inquisitor. Researching Ghana GM's best CEOs comes with a photograph of a number of people here. Sami Jemfi makes the front page. Duji Tamaklo is also here. Albert Kujochu Mboafo is also here. Anthony Sapong of the GRA also here. And Dr. Andy Osei Okra is also here on the front page. Also, Pelican Hotel, the king among hotels in Accra. And yesterday we brought you the story of Gezing Bank turning 10 years old, and today they have that story on the front page.
Finally, for me, I have the Ghanaian Point newspaper. Front page stories: Customs, National Security intercept 25 million suspected illicit tablets at Takra Depot. Also, minority demands dismissal of NACA DG board chair over LGBTQ content. And related, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu says sex means biological sex at birth. Other stories: Ghana orders 4 multi-mission helicopters from Airbus, and only 80 of 245 Ayalolo buses in operation. That's according to the GAPT acting MDI. I assume this is from Bernard's interview yesterday.
Yeah, my final paper for this morning is the Catalyst. Says this morning, Gezim launches 10th anniversary. Year-long celebration reflects on a decade of export finance and sets the agenda for the next phase of industrial growth. Also on the front page this morning, President Mahama chairs heavyweight economic advisory group, and Ufriata on the legal hot seat, and then also the Pelican Hotel, which has been unveiled by Def Traco Group.
Okay, so I take you online, and if you go to citynewsroom.com, former Maslock CEO Sedina Tamaklo Ationo arrested in the U.S. That's the lead story on the citynewsroom.com. Vice President Opoko Ajeman to meet Transport Ministry over Accra bus shortages. In fact, even as of last night, people are still struggling to find vehicles to get home. We saw lots of congestion and frustration from Circle, Medina.
We must state categorically that it is an artificial shortage.
It is.
Yes, and I think that I'm excited to see on the front page of the Herald that the National Security
greedy trotro drivers
will be storming the trotro stations to crack down on this illegal act by some of the drivers.
Right. And tomorrow's story is any candidate other than Baumia is a lottery. This is Atachia. And Kumasi landfill to be full in 60 months without €6 million funding. This is the mayor. And then Ghana Health Service condemns assault at Akoti Health Center, calls for immediate police station. The other stories here, there's a video: commuters forced onto cargo trucks as a car transport crisis worsens. And I'm told each of them had to pay 5 cedis to be crammed into the cargo truck in order to get to where they are getting to. The good story here is some relief. Fuel prices set for second straight drop in January. And then in Bujuburam, police have rescued 46 human trafficking victims. If you go to channel1newsonline.com, former Maslow CEO Sedina Tamaklo arrested by U.S. Marshals, and fuel prices to fall again. That story came from the other website. Sami Krab says Justin Kodia should face disciplinary committee. AG withdraws charges against second and third accused in Abutrika. That came in the papers earlier. No gender ambiguity. Sex must align with biology. This is Haruna Idrisu. If you go to the High Street Journal, government policy uncertainty hinders business growth despite lending appetite. And then, of course, Ghana's cocoa traceability efforts gets praise from the EU. There are more stories here. Ghana pushes full rollout of 24-hour economy policy with focus on jobs, productivity, and exports. More than just a market leader, Star Oil pays 2.6 billion Ghana cedi taxes in 2025 while fueling the economy. If you go to my Joy Online, Sedina Tamaklo is here as well. Fiscal discipline, CD stability, May 2025, a very good year. This is the IMF. And then Accra's traffic to blame for public transport crisis. This is GPRTU. Elsewhere, Venezuela Nobel Peace Prize winner presents her medal to Trump. yeah. Something is happening there.
So did we just go to capture a whole president so we could invite the opposition leader who's being presented with peace prize so she could come and present herself?
Something is happening there.
Oh,
let's get to details, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I want to start with the Trotro story.
Please,
yes.
go on.
So I'll go straight to the Herald newspaper.
Yep.
I'll start off with greedy Trotro drivers forcing passengers to pay more. Comes with a picture of the Minister for Transport, Joseph Bukanikbe, also Benjamin Agosu Kachekpo, Protua National Chairman, and Nana Nimako Bresiama, the National Chairman of GPRTU. And it reads, some commuters along the Achimota Old Road in Accra were left with no option but to board cargo trucks last night as an acute shortage of, in my opinion, artificial shortage of commercial buses, locally known as Trotro, severely disrupted movement from key routes in the capital, with passengers forced to pay unapproved fares to the drivers. I will move to page, what page is this?
Somewhere there.
I think page 6, and talk about this other story. National security operatives stormed Trotro stations, and the Herald is reporting that the national security operatives yesterday launched a high-profile enforcement exercise at major transport terminals in Accra to clamp down on arbitrary fare increases that have been placed as a burden on commuters. The intervention follows widespread complaints that some commercial drivers have been unilaterally raising fares, citing worsening traffic congestion and rising operational costs as justification. A specialized task force was deployed to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, a major transport hub serving thousands of commuters daily. Media reports indicated that at least 5 national security operatives were stationed at the terminal, closely monitoring fare transactions between passengers and conductors. The operation produced swift results. In one instance, operatives intercepted a vehicle charging passengers fares far above the officially gazetted rates and ordered the drivers to revert to the approved pricing before proceeding with the journey. The clampdown comes amid growing resistance from Trotro operators who argue that the current legal fare structure is no longer sustainable. Drivers operating on the Circle to the Dome route told reporters that the station masters had directed them to increase fares due to the long hours spent in traffic congestion. Well, and I'm happy with the move by the national security operatives.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I just want to plug into that because the Chronicle has an editorial that says the GPRTU cartel, why Ghana's public transport is broken.
Right.
And they say somewhere in there that the state's repeated failure to modernize rail networks and expand formal mass transit has forced the majority onto crowded, unsafe trotros and minibuses, worsening congestion and increasing accidents or car crashes, they want to say. Now, the Chronicle emphasizes that ordinary Ghanaians who work tirelessly each day are most punished by this system. They go on to say that the Chronicle calls on the Jubilee House to take urgent, decisive, and scientific action. Pilot corridors must be established, routes properly licensed, schedules made predictable, and terminal control reclaimed from unions. Unchecked union power cannot continue to dictate the lives of ordinary Ghanaians. Dedicated lanes, modern bus fleets, and effective regulation are not luxuries. They are essential for safety, productivity, and the dignity of citizens.
And just quickly on that artificial shortage, Daily Guide also has an editorial on page 4 titled Difficult Times for Commuting, and I'll just bring you a brief paragraphs. And it reads, transportation is a serious economic activity in every country. When it suffers, the fallout can be discerned in various spheres of national life. In the run-up to last Yuletide, as it has always been the case, the commuters went through harrowing times moving from one part of the national capital to another. There were fewer vehicles on the normal route, and people wondered why, because as they put it, fuel price had declined. The picture has persisted even after the Yuletide, with commuters spending long periods at bus stops waiting for buses to proceed to their desired destinations. And the concluding paragraph says the state transport sector should be revitalized. So broken down vehicles in the fleet of Ayalolo and others can be rehabilitated and put on especially intra-city roads.
100%. The quick update to that is that the Vice President Professor Dienano Pokwajiman will today meet the Transport Ministry over Accra bus shortages. Details on citynewsroom.com. So that should be a good wrap on that particular series of stories. Now, former Maslock CEO Sedina Tamakura-Tiono arrested by U.S. Marshals. Citi Channel 1 Newsonline.com. Sedina Tamakura-Tiono, a former chief executive officer of the Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Maslock, has reportedly been detained at Nevada Southern Detention Center in the United States. The development was disclosed in a statement signed by Ghana's ambassador to the United States, Emmanuel Victor Smith, dated Thursday, January 15, 2026. According to the statement, Madam Tamakura-Tiono was arrested by U.S. Marshals on January 6, 2026 and has since been held at the detention facility pending court proceedings. My information is that she was detained by U.S. Marshals on January 6 and has since been kept at the detention center. He further explained that the arrest followed an extradition request submitted by Ghanaian authorities to the United States in July 2024. So all eyes are on this particular story. And other extradition related stories, and we sure will bring them to you once they unfold.
And talking about alleged crime, if you go to the Daily Gist newspaper, there's a big story there on page 3, the lead story that says NSA 38 million Ghana Cedi scandal, Gift Yoware faces trial. And Issa Olego writes that proceedings in the high-profile criminal case involving alleged financial irregularities at the National Service Authority continued on Wednesday at the Criminal Court 4 of the High Court in Accra, with the prosecution indicating its intention to amend the charges against the accused person, Gifty Oware-Mensah, in the ongoing $38 million fraud case. Now, the case was presided over by Justice Audrey Kokuvi-Tay. Now, if you are interested in that story, grab a copy of the paper. I turn to another story quickly, also related to alleged crime. If you go to page 11, Ebo Noah granted bail. Issa Olego writes again that a district court has granted bail to self-styled doomsday prophet Evans Eshan, popularly known as Ebo Noah, bringing a temporary pause to a case that has created public attention since late 2025 over fears of misinformation and public panic. Now, the court admitted Ebo Noah to bail in the sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis with two sureties, one of whom must be justified with verifiable scrutiny. Now, there's a further story dealing with bail that I just want to mention quickly. That story says Supreme Court grants 500,000 Ghana Cedi bail to jailed Maslock officer. The details of that particular story on page 4 of the newspaper. Just with the first paragraph, Grace Ziga says the Supreme Court has granted bail of some 500,000 Ghana Cedis to Daniel Axim, former operations manager of the Microfinance and Small Loans Center, Maslock, as his appeal case continues to pen before that.
Okay, and I'll wrap that series from Sky on crime with this story from the Daily Guide that says no prison break in Ashanti region for 7 years. Story written by Joe Ewua in Kumasi says Ashanti region has not recorded a single prison break case in the last 7 years, a great feat which shows the superb work being executed by hard-working prison officers in the area. Chief Superintendent of Prisons Richard Bukari, the Ashanti Regional Public Relations Officer, of the Ghana Prison Service, who made the disclosure, said his outfit is proud about the positive development. According to him, one key mandate of prison facilities in the country is to work assiduously in order to ensure that no prisoner escapes from confinement. Therefore, their feat is highly commendable.
Right. An exciting one here is that fuel prices to fall for second consecutive time in January. Daniel Sakiti writes on channel1newsonline.com that fuel prices at the pumps are set for a record consecutive decline in the second pricing window of January, according to projections from the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. COMAC data show petrol prices are expected to fall by about 2.30%, diesel by 2.10%, while LPG is projected to drop by roughly 5.09%. The anticipated reductions are being driven largely by the appreciation of the Ghana Citi and sustained declines in international petroleum product prices. Although crude oil prices have risen, refined petroleum products on the international market continued to soften over the period. Now, petrol declined by 1.07%, diesel by 0.68%, LPG by 3.40%. So our drivers really have no transport, operators have no justification to keep things where they are. The other story here that's connected to fuel that I want to bring to you as a Ghanaian story that we should all be happy about. The High Street Journal writes that it's been more than just a market leader. Star Oil has paid 2.6 billion Ghana cedis taxes in 2025 while fueling the economy. So not only is Star Oil enjoying its status as Ghana's market leader in the oil marketing space, but it is also paying its fiscal dues to the state in a way few private companies can match. Latest data published by Star Oil reveals that in 2025 alone, the indigenous oil marketing giant paid over 2.63 billion Ghana cedis in taxes and statutory levies to the government of Ghana. So when we grow our indigenous companies, this is what happens. They won't take the money, change it into dollars and fly it out. The money will be kept here, they'll pay their taxes, and we'll see more growth as well. This is a good story. I like
beautiful, and I love what Star Oil is doing. Let me take you to page 2 of the Daily Gist newspaper. Ministers still draw fuel free of charge against President's order. Daniel Bampo writes that the fresh controversy has emerged around the John Mahama administration's widely publicized decision to cancel fuel allowances for political appointees, following candid remarks by the Minister for Government Communications, Mr. Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, which suggests that ministers continue to enjoy fuel entitlements under the terms of the appointment. Now, speaking at the Jubilee House during a media engagement as part of the Government Accountability Series, Felix Kwakye Ofosu offered a rare insider explanation of the benefits attached to ministerial appointments, laying bare what he described as standard conditions of service for ministers of state. So take note of that.
So can I just quickly bring this story? Customs National Security intercepts 25 million suspected illicit tablets at Takrady Port.
I think we did that yesterday.
We have that already.
Yes, it came a bit earlier. So when the experts meet to review gold for G4R, consider taking the dollar to 12.5 cedis. Dr. Sedo is speaking on the High Street Journal here. So financial management consultant and former CEO of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, Dr. Daniel Sedo, has called on the Bank of Ghana to adopt a more realistic exchange rate for the Gold for Reserve program. He suggests that the dollar should be allowed to trade at between 12 Ghana cedi and 12.50 within the context of these transactions to prevent further fiscal bleeding and ensure the program remains sustainable. Recent developments suggest that the central bank is already considering changes, as the governor has indicated plans to invite experts to review the program and also requested the finance minister to find independent funding for gold purchases. So two key issues that these experts must consider, according to Dr. Sedo, is the exchange rate and the cost of funds used in buying the gold.
Quickly, let me just mention that the president has outdoored his top brass of brains who will be supporting him in the management of the economy. They include Kwame Pieni, Sesam Jonah, Dr. Dufo, and Togbi Apede. If you have details of that story, you want to go to page 3 of the Catalyst newspaper. Also, in the Catalyst this morning, there's a story that says over 4,000 road crashes and 2,900 deaths recorded in 2025. So 2,900 people have died on our roads. Albert Kumson has that story on page 2. You are interested, go and grab a copy of The Catalyst. And then let me mention quickly that the minority is still on this campaign against the government over the content of the what's the name of that thing? Whatever it is that they are fighting over.
The syllabus or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. So
the names you mentioned, so that's the page, right? So that used to be the EMT.
Yes.
Now we have Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy instead of the EMT.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because there's a story on the High Street Journal that Page versus EMT. Opon Kuma says the difference just exists in name, still lacks coordination.
Okay.
So that's the reaction to that very quickly. But that was a news review. Thank you, Francisca.
Yes.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Gugomi, at what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It's time for the morning edition, the breakfast edition of the City Business News. And Netele Nete Ajaho is full of smiles this morning, looking radiant as a morning sun. Good morning, Netele.
Good morning, Caleb, and good morning, Aldo. You're welcome to the Friday edition of the breakfast edition of the City Business News. The bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex. Let's get into our stories now. And the IMF says it stands by its assessment that the Bank of Ghana recorded losses of about $214 million under the Gold for Reserve programs. Responding to a question at a press briefing on Thursday, IMF Director of Communications Julie Kozak explained that while the program supported the build-up of international reserves and helped ease pressure on the foreign exchange markets during a difficult period, it also resulted in an indirect government loss.
The report acknowledged this program, and it acknowledged and discussed a bit the benefits and the costs of the domestic gold purchase program. On the benefit side, what we see is a contribution to a buildup of international reserves and reduced pressure on the foreign exchange market during a difficult period for Ghana. So those were the benefits of the program. The report also quantified what we call a quasi-fiscal loss. Quasi-fiscal meaning because it's not on the fiscal balance sheet. But ultimately, it is a fiscal loss. And that loss was $214 million that the team quantified. The loss stemmed from trading activities, fees, exchange rate movements. And to help address this, our recommendation is to strengthen transparency, governance, and risk management, especially for the gold bod-linked channel under this domestic gold purchase program.
Julie Kozak also described the recent deal between Ghana and Afrexim Bank as a crucial step towards completing Ghana's wider debt restructuring efforts. Her remarks come amid heightened public interest in the specifics of the agreement, including the extent of any haircuts, maturity extensions, and whether the terms are comparable to those offered to other creditors.
What I can say there is that we welcome the agreement in principle reached with Afrexim Bank in December 2025. It is in line with the comparability of treatment under the Official Creditor Committee framework, and it is consistent with the objectives and parameters of the IMF-supported program. So this marks a crucial step toward completing Ghana's debt restructuring.
That was the IMF Director of Communications, Julie Kozak. Now, the downstream petroleum market is set for another round of pump price reductions today as the second pricing window for January opens, driven by intensifying competition among oil marketing companies. The anticipated cuts follow price declines recorded in the first pricing window of the month as OMCs ramp up competitive pricing to protect market share. Daniel Sakiti has more in this report.
Data from the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies indicates that petrol prices could fall by about 2.30% in the second pricing window, while diesel is projected to decline by 2.10%. LPG is expected to record the sharpest drop, falling by approximately 5.09%. On average, petrol prices are projected to ease to about 11 cedis 75 pesos per litre, while diesel settles around 12 cedis 45 pesos per litre. LPG prices are expected to drop to roughly 12 cedis 30 pesos per kilogram, offering the most significant relief to households. The projected reductions are being driven largely by the appreciation of the Ghana cedi and sustained declines in international refined petroleum products prices. While crude oil prices edged up during the period, refined products continue to trend downward on the global market, with petrol falling by 1.07%, diesel by 0.68%, and LPG by 3.40%. On the domestic front, the cedi strengthened from 11 cedis 52 pesos to 10 cedis 90 pesos against the US dollar during the second pricing window of January, representing a gain of about 5.71%, further easing cost pressures on fuel imports.
Daniel Sakiti filed that report. Meanwhile, state-owned GOIL has rolled out price discounts at 150 selected stations nationwide, even as it maintains regular pump prices across the rest of its network. Under the discounted rates, petrol at selected stations is selling at 9 cedis 99 pesos per litre, while diesel XP is going for 11 cedis 21 pesos per litre. Super XP is 95. However, it remains unchanged at a regular price of 13 cedis 97 pesos per litre. At stations not covered by the discounts, GOIL has maintained prices applicable in the first pricing window. Now on the interbank market, the dollar is going for 10 cedis 74 pesos, the pound at 14 cedis 50 pesos, and the euro at 12 cedis 52 pesos. And that's it for our bulletin this morning. For more news, visit citynewsroom.com/business. I am Neteli Neti Ajahu. Do have a good business day.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Mr. Insurance claim no.
It has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite wachi joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible.
No. We are back in business.
With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying reset to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Wunsaka.
Hey, do they want to sack you dry? Why shall I tin way? Engagement things and kwenye. Hey, sure. They even added washing machine, fridge, flat screen TV. 65 inches and so. How do they expect you to buy all these and still take care of your family? Oh, Kwame.
Mama. And how cry? With Access Bank's Pick Now Pay Later, we can get everything now in minutes and pay at 0% interest over the next 6 months. Eye Coco cry.
Hey, sir.
Access Bank says faster is here. With a now digitized Pick Now Pay Later, life's big moments are within reach. Just click, pick, approved in minutes. For more information, call our 24-hour contact center on 0800 00 4400. Terms and conditions apply.
Access Bank, more than banking.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Many thanks to Natalie Nete for the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Proudly supported by Access Bank and MTN. We're rewarding our customers with the Rewards by Access, a loyalty program designed to add value to your everyday banking experience. Whether you're shopping, traveling, handling business expenses, every transaction you make with your Access card brings you closer to exclusive benefits, premium privileges, personalized rewards, all tailored to suit your lifestyle. Points earned through your card transactions can be redeemed seamlessly at any of our merchant partners nationwide, making your spending go even further. Whether you're a frequent flyer, regular shopper, or managing daily family, personal, or business needs, Rewards by Access ensures you get more from every spend. Use your Access card today. Enjoy a rewarding banking experience only with Access Bank. loyaltyrewards.ghana.accessbankplc.com. That's where to visit. We have a toll-free number 0800 004400 for more details. Access Bank, more than banking. When was the last time you actually enjoyed standing in a queue? Well, me neither. Whether it's at the bank or the grocery store, nobody has that time. That's exactly why I'm loving this new move from MTN. If you've been wanting to switch to an eSIM, you know, the digital SIM that's built into your phone so you don't need that little plastic card here. Now is your time. MTN has flipped the script, and you can literally set up your eSIM yourself right from your couch. No queues, no waiting, no ticket, and take a ticket. You just open the My MTN app, follow the steps, and boom, you're live. It's the ultimate life hack. Grab your phone, download the My MTN app if you haven't already. Skip the queue today, and there. So we'll be bringing you the business edition this morning. It's a compilation of all you've been hearing so far this week. Last week we said know where you want to go. This week we say develop a plan to get there. I'll be talking about how to develop a life plan. Theodore Albright was here. On Tuesday we talked about how to develop a family plan. Letitia Ohiniefa took us through that rubric. How to develop a business plan was the conversation with Robert Benin on Wednesday. Yesterday we talked about business opportunity identification with Dr. Andrew Ayiko. So we'll bring you a collection of highlights of these conversations. But later this morning we'll bring you a book discussion. If it failed, you didn't. It failed, you didn't. It's a book discussion. Very important. Vitamin. For your journey into the year. Look forward to that shortly. Comes later on the show today.
Tell my party I've been chasing back to the way my pains. When I shuffle down my days and I choose the one way be holiday. Cause when you let nobody go ask me where you did. My man go talk say when them they check this where you did.
And yes, Effective Living Series brought to you by Petra Trust and Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited. So before we bring you the highlights of Effective Living Series this morning on the City Business Edition, Lesheho is saying thank you to you as we enter the new year. Your support and doing business with them throughout 2025 is one thing they cherish. In this new year, they look forward to working with you even more, supporting your goals, your dreams, your financial growth, and improving your life with innovative financial solutions. And so from all of us at Lesheho Ghana, we wish you a prosperous, fulfilling, and successful new year. Lesheho, let's improve lives. And it's filling after filling a shell. Drivers all over Ghana, including Emmanuel Emisa Datsun from Accra, Ejapong, J. Collins, Kumasi, and Bright Aqua from Takoradi have already won free fuel by just trying the new and improved Shell fuels. You could be next in our upcoming weekly draw. From now to 28th February 2026, buy 300 Ghana cedis or more worth of the new and improved Shell fuels. Stand a chance to win big. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year free fuel up for grabs. What a feeling. Don't miss this opportunity. Visit the nearest Shell service station. Fill up for an opportunity to become one of our weekly winners. As regulated on the NLA's Caritas Lottery platform. New Shell improved Shells. New and improved Shell fuels, better by far. You will experience banking like never before if only you switch to First Bank Ghana. They have the First Mobile or Quick Banking, which is a smart code *894#. It puts your bank in your hands. Make real-time transactions with First Mobile app or Quick Banking. Code *894#. Enjoy fast, secure, convenient banking anytime, anywhere. You can transfer funds to and from your Momo wallet. You can buy instantly airtime or data. Inter or intra-bank transfers and more is what you get. So download the First Mobile app now from the App Store or Google Play Store, or simply dial *894#. Follow the prompts and join thousands of customers enjoying seamless banking. First Solutions on 0596 921 921. Call us now. Email us firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank, you first. So let's jump into the compilation of Effective Living series from Monday to yesterday, where we've been talking about how to develop a life plan, how to develop a family plan, how to develop a business plan, and then business opportunity identification. Enjoy.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad. My girl, sweet girl, my girl. I can see.
On Effective Living series, this week's theme was Develop a Plan to Get There. Over the 4 days, we explored essential strategies for mapping out your journey from personal life plans to identifying business opportunities. Join us as expert guests share insights to help you create structured paths towards your goals and aspirations. Ready to chart your personal course? Life coach Theodore Albright on day 1 on Monday discussed how to develop a life plan. He outlined essential steps to craft a blueprint that aligns with your values and ambitions.
Ask the question, who are you and how do you identify yourself?
All right.
That's really important.
So that's question one.
That's question one. And you see, it's quite interesting that all of these plans are written large and hidden in plain sight in the good book. So when you go to Genesis chapter 3, okay, the Lord is walking through the garden, for those of you who read the Bible, and he says, Adam,
where art thou?
Where art thou? God had identified him and said, let us create man in our own image. So he had given him a name, man, Adam. So he had defined him. Okay, you need to know who you are. And who you are is defined in relationship to people and objects and responsibilities.
All right.
Make that very clear. Question number 2, or just going on, define your identity because it shapes your mindset.
Okay.
How you see yourself is who you are and you become.
All right.
Okay. Let me say this. That which is not defined is abused in use.
That which is not defined is abused in use.
Let me repeat that. That which is not defined is abused in use. So if you take a key and you don't know it's a key, you use it as a spoon. Okay?
It's abused in use.
So if you don't want to abuse in use, then you need definition. Okay? That's really important. Question number 2, where are you? And that's the question that was asked of Adam. Consider your quest, your journey to date. Where are you going in life, and where do you want to go? If you don't know where you are, which is your starting point, it becomes very difficult to navigate how to get to where you want to go from where you are. Okay? Ask yourself, where do you want to go? Question number 3, who told you? The narrative that we tell ourselves, I'm no good, I'm crap, I am
Who told you?
Who told you? Who are you listening to? What's the narrative that is shaping your mindset? Okay? The information or the knowledge consumption becomes the fuel for your thinking. So it's really important, what information or knowledge are you consuming? Your information consumption becomes fuel for your thinking and shapes your mindset.
Correct.
Consume garbage or falsehood, and you will produce garbage and falsehood. Consume poison, you will produce poison. What are you consuming?
Good question.
What are we consuming? Suboptimal thinking can never produce optimized outcomes. Okay? Suboptimal thinking, because you have consumed garbage, can never produce optimized outcomes. Okay? Optimal thinking allows you to think better, do better, be better for positive impact and positive outcome. So you need to optimize your thinking.
Wonderful.
As the man thinketh, so he is. My people perish because they are not thinking. What have you done or considered to be doing? All
That's
right?
point number 4.
That's question number 4. Once you've done that, then you come to the Albright Purpose Matrix, which is the outline of your
PURPOSE. So you are planning your
physical, psychological well-being.
That's the P.
That's the P. Your ultimate concern and your universal concerns. That's the U. Your relationship concern. That's the R. Your possession and property concerns, which is your financial well-being. Your O is your opportunity, occupation, options, and then your spiritual concerns, and then your educational concerns. And erudition. Really important. My people perish because they don't like wisdom, they don't like knowledge.
Let's go to the 8 again, because not everybody listened last week. So after the 7 premises and the 4 questions, now you're planning your physical, your ultimate.
Let me go through it.
Go through again.
Physical and psychological concerns, which is your well-being, prosperity.
Good.
Okay. Your ultimate concern and ultimate impact, which is your legacy, prosperity. Okay. Your relational concerns, family and friends, which is your relational prosperity. Your possession, property concerns, which is your financial prosperity.
Correct.
Your occupational concerns, options and opportunities, which is your career prosperity. And your spiritual and metaphysical concerns, which is your spiritual prosperity.
Okay.
And then lastly, your educational and erudition concerns, which is your intellectual prosperity. Beloved, I hope that you will prosper. The prosperity is multidimensional.
Yes.
It's not just in financial wealth.
Building on your individual foundation, it was time to consider those closest to you. So on Tuesday, day 2, Executive Director of Lead Afrique International, Letitia Ohene Ifa, explored how to develop a family plan. She explained how to foster harmony and shared objectives within your household.
So the first one is take stock of where you are today. Scan the horizon. What's happening in and around you? And how could it possibly affect you? And then the third one, which is the R, is reduce your risk. Of course, when you found out what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, the opportunities and the threats are, you need to work to mitigate whatever risk is associated with opportunities that you want to take. So for whatever steps you choose to take, what are the possible risks and how do you mitigate them? So that's the third, which is the R. Then the I is invest intentionally.
Right.
For those of you who, there's been a number of conversation about setting goals, etc., throughout the Effective Living series, and we have an expanded version of this on our website as well as Leader Freak, so you can go to that. But we look at 10 critical domains of your life that we believe that you need to intentionally set goals around. Right. So you need to invest. And within these 10, when you've done your analysis and assessment of where you are, then you choose about 5, which will have like a snowballing effect in the other categories or domains of your life, and work on them. Then you come to the V, which is your values and vision, right? You always need some anchor. So your values are that which keeps you grounded, and the vision is where the family is going. Where do we want to go? So the family wants to go somewhere, but individually, everybody is at different stages of life, and they're all contributing to their own vision as well as the bigger family's vision.
Fantastic. So you must have values that are clear to everyone in the home. What is allowed, what is not permissible,
and then you need to discuss them all the time, especially when your children are growing. Even when they were younger, so we let our children lead. For example, lead the conversation, and we're asking ourselves things like, "Is it still relevant? If it is relevant, what does it sound like? What does it mean when we say we're living this particular value? What does it mean when I'm interacting with somebody, when I'm taking decisions? How do I make sure that I am living my values? Because oftentimes what we say is our value is completely opposite what our actions are, right? So you need to make sure that you can visualize what that value is and how to live it in order for you to work with it.
It's interesting the talk we are having on values and vision. No? In recent times, I'm reflecting on something I took notice of during our childhood. You know, our dad will always inform our mom when he was going out exactly where he was going, to the extent that when our mom was not around, he would tell we the children where he was going. But when we became teenagers, I mean, when you're stepping out, they ask you, where are you going? You're like, I'm a big boy. You don't need to ask me where I'm going. But you get to realize that it goes beyond security to instilling accountability.
Exactly.
So at all points, people must know where you are. And even when you come back, you must let everyone know, perhaps, what exactly transpired
and
where
when
you
you're
went.
a teenager, you think that's control and controlling.
Exactly.
Right? But it's just accountability. And that's what that is. So, and the final one is E, which is execute and evaluate.
Execute and evaluate.
And this is where the work is, right? So you've looked at all the 10 domains. Now you need to execute the ones that you have chosen. You're setting goals around. How are you going to make sure that every single day, every single week, you're doing something that will bring you closer to the achievement of that goal?
Doing something every single day that brings you closer to achieving the goal that you set for yourself.
You know, we currently have only about, I think, 242 days of the year left. Really? Let me explain. So we started half a year with 365 days, right? But out of the 365 days, there are about 100 and we've already spent 13. Take today out. We've already spent 13. There's still about 100 weekends. So if you don't work on weekends, that's 100 days gone. Then we still have about 11 holidays. So out of the 365 days, we currently only have about 242. So if you're not paying attention to momentum and keeping up the momentum, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be gracious to yourself. Listen to your body, but that's why you set goals across the domains, so that one is not suffering over the other too much. There are days when something has to give more than the other, but when you've done your total domain, then it helps to pay attention to it. So you're evaluating every week, you're checking, what did I do this week to draw me closer to that goal that I set to achieve?
On to day 3, Wednesday, with personal and family plans in place, attention turned to professional growth. To break it all down, Chief Learning Officer at Temple Advisory, Robert Benin, guided us through how to develop a business plan. He uncovered the tools to turn ideas into viable enterprises.
Our first step is to try and understand the market.
The market that you are going to be in.
The market that you're going to be in.
All right.
And then you plan to start the enterprise.
Okay.
And then most importantly, we forget that. You plan and prepare to continue running the enterprise before the dip. Beyond the dip, sorry.
Beyond the dip.
Because almost always, your enterprise, when you start, you will face a challenge and you may feel like giving up and throwing in the towel. So in your planning phase, you also need to plan and prepare how to continue beyond the dip. Because if other entrepreneurs, other business people have gone through that same business. And they have gone through the dip and they are at the other side. It means that you can also do the same thing. And so you may run out of funds. What do? Customers now are not buying as the way they used to buy at first. What do you do? So I want us to think of the entire 3-part process. Planning to understand the market, planning to start, and planning and preparing to continue the business beyond the dip.
Fair enough. So market, enterprise, and then future.
Great. So now we can start and begin to think about our business. And this is where we need the A4 sheet.
A4 sheet has been ready.
4 parts.
We have folded it into 4.
Great.
We have taken our pen.
So let's start. The first question. This is not complicated. We can all do it. You don't need an economics degree. You don't need a business degree. And as a matter of fact, we've seen so many people do this before. Who do you want to serve? That's your number one question.
Who do you want to serve?
Who do you want to serve? Who are your customers and what do they value? Are they looking at speed, convenience? Are they seeking to enhance their status? You don't have to say, I want to start a fashion business. That's too generic. You have to be specific. Maybe I want to start a clothing brand that caters to the needs of 21 to 30-year-old ladies who want to look trendy. That's specific.
Very specific. Who do you want to serve?
Who do you want to serve? You don't have to say, I want to start a podcast. No. Who do you want to serve? Maybe I want to start a podcast for tertiary students that focuses on mental health.
Correct.
You need to be clear on who you are serving. You don't have to say, I want to sell snacks. No. I want to sell nutritious snacks to busy parents who don't have the time to prepare them.
Wonderful.
So be clear on what you want to do.
That's point number 1.
You go around the market, observing the needs in the space. And it's important we're clear because you can't be everything to everybody. You don't have enough resources to serve everyone. And so you start with the smallest viable audience.
Correct.
How many people do I need to buy from me so I can stay in this market? So be very specific. Define what you're trying to offer to your customers. That's the first step in one quadrant of your A4 sheet. So I hope you have defined that.
He's writing giddy 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 giddy. Kale, what are you writing there?
I'm taking notes.
You're taking notes?
Yes. And what business do you want to start this year? Don't disclose it to him. Just tell me alone.
Look, Caleb, you see that Galamsey in terms of communication, emceeing, or moderating, or plants and horticulture things. Those are the
so
two
let's
things
be very specific. What occasions would you like to moderate?
So corporate functions.
Great. Specific. Even corporate, we have SMEs, we have multinationals, we have mid-tier corporates. What kind of corporate? And what kind of events?
Exactly.
That's important. We will answer that question also. So we need to, yes. And then the second, we've said already that it's not just about you and your passion and what you're good at. So you observe the playing field. What is the playing field looking like? What does the market look like?
Okay.
Who else is selling similar products?
Your boss, Aloski.
What are they doing differently, Charlie?
Oh, God.
How do they package their product?
In suit and tie.
You know, what pricing structures do they employ?
Very flexible.
You know, and what margins exist in this business? So you need to spend some time, go to the market, observe, ask questions.
Finally, to execute effectively, recognizing opportunities is crucial. Lecturer at UPSA, Dr. Andrew Ayiku shared expertise on business opportunity identification. He provided skills to spot and seize prospects in today's dynamic market.
What is business opportunity and what is not business opportunity? So you meet a lot of people who tell you that, listen, this is something I want to do.
Spotted a business opportunity.
Then I'll ask you, is there a market value? Is there a market demand? What is the trend? So when you talk about a business opportunity, we are talking about unmet needs, gaps in the market, emerging trends that can be turned into profitable ventures.
So unmet needs,
exactly,
and gaps in the market,
yes,
emerging trends,
exactly.
Because I see a lot of new families and they are starting and they're looking for nannies, and they're like, oh, I'm looking for a nanny. So it's an unmet need.
It's an unmet need. They are looking for nannies, but they won't just walk into the market and go, hey, nanny, come, nanny, go. No.
Exactly.
They are looking for a structured business that offers nannies activities. Okay. That have trained the nannies to be able to offer them value.
So nannies will not come and give me consent.
And they'll say, or China say no.
So if I'm able to train the nannies,
exactly,
I can provide them
the services to the customer.
Structure something. I have a business. Because there's an unmet need there.
Exactly.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Yeah. But it must be turned into profitable ventures.
Exactly. Right. So, what business opportunities are not for you? One, a business idea without a market demand. So you have a lot of people. I have a business idea. You are dreaming. There's no market demand.
Yes.
Secondly,
no, only you and your family are eating that thing.
Then you have to be very careful. Because if it's only you and your family people, they give you fans.
They can't critique you.
Yeah. And then we can talk about personal hobbies that does not have any commercial value.
Okay.
So you meet a lot of people. Oh, I want to do this. I know how to play football.
I plant a lot of flowers around. I do a lot of greens and all. But a lot of my colleagues in the newsroom, they don't care about that.
Exactly.
So if I bring it here, there's no demand.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Okay. Or a copy and paste business without any differentiation. Remember, communication centers. Everybody is doing everything. Mobile man, everybody is setting up. If you don't differentiate, if you don't stand out of the market, nobody will buy it from you.
Okay.
Another thing I want us to look at is the fact that we come up with business ideas, we see business opportunities, but we don't have the skills.
Oh.
So people tell you, I want to do a salon. Do you have the skills? You understand what it goes through. Okay.
Oh, do I need a skill? Can't I just employ people who are very skillful and then I put something together?
You can employ people. There's nothing wrong, but you need to understand the skill.
Okay.
So there's this lady at Zenith Bank who said, listen, I want to start a salon. I said, take a leave and go and learn apprenticeship. Go and do it. He said, no, Andrews, I want to start. I said, start.
Yeah.
Now when the people say we need this, but we have
you
some,
don't understand.
you don't understand anything.
Right.
Now
they can be stealing the thing to take advantage of you because you don't know the ins and outs of it.
You don't understand. Right. Now she has closed the shop. She's learning apprenticeship. She telling me there are so many things, even the way I have to dress. I say exactly.
Right.
So you need a skill.
Okay.
But the question I want to ask is, where do these business opportunities come from?
Very important. How do we find them?
We have to find them. We have to find them.
So tell us about
so in finding these opportunities, look at daily problems.
Okay.
Things are frustrating your friends. Things are frustrating your community. Things are frustrating.
Charlie, transport, no.
So much. So let me give you an example. There's this guy in my class, Elom.
Okay.
He has what we call the Melvic Technologies. Okay. So he realized that at Legon.
Oh right, laptops, repairs, phones, and all. That guy is amazing.
That guy is doing my MBA in Impact Entrepreneurship and at the University of Professional Studies, the best university.
Okay.
This gentleman realized that a lot of students, more than 95% of the students at Legon, do you know where they repair their laptops? Circle. Medina.
Right.
What do? Is this not an opportunity?
It is.
There's another gentleman, Eric, Precise Laboratory Suppliers in Takrady. He realized that most of the labs in Takrady, the reagents and all the things they have to buy, where do they go? Accra.
Okay.
For first breakfast, realize that listen, people want to eat healthy.
Yeah.
But how do they get the healthy snacks? Everybody snacks, but what do you snack on? Nkata cake or what? They say you shouldn't take sugar, so what do you snack on?
So daily problems.
There are daily problems that people need solutions, but it's not every solution. So identify the daily problem that people are having. Second, gaps in existing services.
Okay.
So currently, my tailor is giving me issues.
Yeah.
But I don't have a choice because I'm not finding any alternatives.
Yeah.
The moment there are gaps, there's an opportunity for you to start
the tailor
something.
is good, but I'm far away and there's delivery issues.
Perfect.
So that gap can be sorted and it's a solution.
Or it's too expensive, poor quality, not reliable.
Thank you for tuning into this week's Effective Living series. For more, please log on to Channel One TV on YouTube. Remember, developing a plan is the bridge to your destination. Now, take action. Stay effective.
Until I find my real side, I'm gonna get me some love, somebody. I'm the Marie, I'm the Marie, I'm the Marie, I'm the Marie.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
All right, Friday edition of Kickoff on 97.3. Welcome aboard. I'm Gabby Ofe. Now, Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Western Union Polytown Ghana, Shell V Power, and Leshell. Let's improve life. All right, let's start off with boxing today. And the International Boxing Federation officially recognized Ghanaian boxer John Lai as the IBF Continental Africa Featherweight Champion after his victory over Holly Dugbeto in Accra. Now, confirmation came in a letter dated January 12, 2026 from the IBF President's office in New Jersey, sealing Lai's December 20 win as a true mark of a champion quality. My colleague Bernard Abeku was with the boxer and filed his report.
Ghanaian boxer John Lai delivered a defining moment in his career on December 20, 2025, producing a composed and disciplined performance to defeat Holly Dugbeto at the University of Ghana Stadium. In front of an excited home crowd, Lai controlled the bout from start to finish, combining sharp movement, accurate punching, and tactical awareness to earn a convincing win after 10 rounds. John recalls the moment that gave him his IBF Continental African Featherweight title in the...
Did you know that you're going to get this?
I know. I know that this bet is coming to be my own.
How many of this should we expect?
Is it?
How many of these titles should we expect?
Oh, for now, you should expect a title from me.
When are you going to get ready? Because we know it takes time.
Like I said, any moment I win the IBF Intercontinental, I can get a mandatory defense or I can get any short weight title.
With years of experience in the ring, trainer Carl Loco is focused on developing John's skills and guiding him on the path to becoming a world champion.
So the dream and the aim is to give Ghana a world champion. You have to be more dedicated and use the right person to help him to make sure they are doing what they have to do. My dream is to make him a world champion or be there for him to become a world champion, and that is what I'm also looking at.
Samuel Nimado highlights that plans are progressing with discussions currently ongoing for John to challenge for a world title in the near future.
Some have started calling. Even our partner you mentioned went off for a while, but it's called now. Others are calling. We are open for business. Some promoters, somebody even brought a lightweight fight just last week, but we told him that we are not in a rush. We are taking our time. And that fight, John could have won it, but we still didn't want to rush. We have to go with our plan. We are hoping that this year he can get minimum 3 fights. And the contacts are coming. We'll see. But it's possible, very, very possible, he's going to fight latest in the next 3 months. He's definitely going to mount the ring.
All right, so that report was filed by my colleague Bernard Abeku, who spent some time with the Ghanaian boxer yesterday. Well, away from that, GFA President Keto Kreku has set his sights firmly on continental glory as the Black Queens of Ghana prepare for the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco. The Queens have been drawn in a tough Group D, where they'll battle it out with Cameroon, Mali, and Cape Verde. Keto Kreku stressed that Ghana must fear no opponent if they want to lift the title.
I think that on the back of the fact that Ghana were third at the last AFCON, Ghana should be should be ready to face any opponent. And therefore, I was not too keen or interested in who comes into the group with Ghana. For me, Ghana should be able to play against any side on the African continent if you want to become a champion. So I'm happy about the draw. I think that the team will be very prepared. The ambition of the nation is to win the trophy, and I think that we are not far away from that.
All right, so that's GFA boss Keto Craig, who's still on the draw. Let's now hear from Black Queens head coach Kimlas Bjorgren, who is confident and determined to guide Ghana forward to WAFCON glory.
I'm looking forward to the tournament. I'm happy that when I came in, I think we were number 6 in Africa, and now we're on number 3. It makes us top-seeded. In the end of the day, if it's going to help or not, I don't know. We're going to face another 3 really good teams. But like I said, I'm looking forward to the tournament, and we will push to do an even better tournament this time. I think it's extremely important. And I mean, in short term, is all about to try to win the WAFCON. But maybe in long term is maybe even more important to make the top 4 and to qualify for the World Cup.
All right, so that's Black Queens head coach Kimlas Bjorgren speaking there. Well, before I leave, let me just run you through the fixtures coming up in the Ghana Premier League later. Today, there is Dreams FC taking on Accra Heart of Oak at University of Ghana Sports Stadium at 3 p.m. And then on Saturday, Vision FC will take on Mediama Sporting Club. Bibiani Gold Stars up against Asante Kotoko. Bukum Chelsea will face Red Raw Blacks on Sunday. Heart of Lions up against 11 Wonders. Basake Holy Stars will take on Bichem United. Karela up against FC Samatex. Young Apostles will play Hoho United. And then Nations wrap it up with Diana FC. All kicking off at 3 p.m. Well, that'll be all for today's update. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com and on X at City Sports Ghana. But we are back later at 3 p.m. with Inside AFCON on 97.3. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Western Union, Polytangana, Shell V Power, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I'm Gabi Ofa. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and bye-bye.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did. Polytank, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, Alcasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Every family is a team, and every player has a role. Mums and dads, siblings, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and even that one cousin who can't tell a foul from offside, but who always remembers your birthday. Even if you're far away, you can still score for your team. Send them money with Western Union. Cash pickup in minutes. Check it out at westernunion.com.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life. Papa no no, papa no no, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, Alcasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank we did. Polytank, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, papa no no no, papa no no, Alcasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Whether you're buying watcher from your favorite spot in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That star 530 hash, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
You looking for a bank to rely on? Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we see to bank if no lie? Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now you got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do, I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank will treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
In Ghanaian parlance, Agrobesa, Efri Anopa. To wit, if the festival will be entertaining, it starts from the morning. If 2026 will be amazing, it will very much depend on what we do in January. We bring you the Effective Living Series 2026 on 97.3 Citi FM with different weekly themes. Week 1, know where you want to go. Week 2, develop a plan to get there. Week 3, build capacity to get there. Week 4, take charge and soar. Tune in to 97.3 Citi FM to get a good head start on 2026. The Effective Living Series 2026 airs every weekday in January at 9:15 a.m. prompt, only on 97.3 Citi FM. The Effective Living Series is sponsored by Petra and Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my me say my boyfriend akwesi obo star 959 hash e woni phone so. Na we win.
Anita, I don't doggy park.
Oh, won so a. Akwesi asanso aba number 1. Yeah, mo adwen na ho. Ene de wo so ye me show papa bi. Na me de to sa me short sexy dress no. Na me sesa me ti. Na me ye me nails no so come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba. Make I do stand small 1-2 rounds bi ansa me dru ne ho. Na we tria. Nana so he for order. So Chinese any wine papa bi. And they mean this check no.
Hey, Anita.
Na sa ni mia when you TV bi no. I also say sound. Not to prepared. Na me chilly AC mu. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby I want to know jina wa. Mr. Remember, dial star 959 hash. Our iPhone na back to my na wan ga senya usika so ate.
Sister, next time Kati call no what? Dial star 959 hash and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
Concerned about your health? Don't let uncertainty weigh you down. Get the clarity you deserve with SynLab. We offer fast, accurate, and reliable diagnostic testing. From routine blood work to advanced screenings. With over 5,000 tests and branches nationwide, SynLab delivers the trusted quality you've come to rely on. Our expert team uses cutting-edge technology to provide the answers you need so you can take control of your well-being today. Visit any SynLab branch. Call 0302-763-580 or 059-380-410 or 059-380-4101 or check out synlab.com.gh. SynLab, your trusted lab right where you are. SynLab, the new med lab. SynLab, test with the best.
Omni Basic Bank is we're all. We've got what you need for your business and family. Whatever you need, you can count and call on us. Omni Basic Bank. Omni Basic Bank is we're all. We are not just another bank. Whatever you need, you can count and call on us. Omni Basic Bank. Not just another bank.
Mensa Kamekao!
Now what so dear?
Hey, Charlie, what's it? Imagine buying your favorite gadget and driving home a sleek saloon car.
Oh yes, with Max Buys You Shop You Drive promo, every purchase brings you closer to amazing prizes.
Just shop any product from Max Buy
And stand a chance to win a sleek saloon car, TVs, smartphones, and more. Your next buy could make you a winner.
So what are you waiting for? Shop now and let's make your dream drivable with Max Buy.
Max Buy.
You shop, you drive. For further enquiries, call Max Buy on 054 401 9552. Terms and conditions apply.
This promo is being run by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Hey, Andrea. Challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank, and that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider.
Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know one day your side, Fidelity.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
50 after 7, 58 after 7, 97.3 Citi FM. This is the City Breakfast Show. My name is Caleb Kuda, of course. Tune in the background from one of my favorite high life musicians, Ben Bracco. I must confess, this particular song I don't understand. I know it's 8-way, because the sound is always good. But I don't really know. This must be some deep fancy one. Virtual fancy for once playing my mom and Tassie. This morning we'll keep our feet on the pedal because we are heading towards comprehensive solutions for public transport. We do not want a situation where the public, the good people of our country, will be held hostage, allegedly, by a group of transport operators who will just want to shut down the system. We've been on this issue throughout the week. It's become a national conversation. Yesterday, we were told that Inter-Ministerial Committee Coordinating Decentralization was meeting the Minister for Transport and the Minister for Local Government Development. This morning, we understand that the Vice President will be meeting the Transport Minister. Now, the Metro Mars and Gapte Ayalolo were told deployed some buses, even though they are down with fleets. Some of their buses have had to be redeployed to help ameliorate the situation, ease the congestion we are seeing across the capital city. How has that improved your commute going home and getting to work? Did you feel that? Did you experience the MMTs? Well, we have some voices of commuters heading home last night. Some had to enter, trucks. The indignities of public transport. We'll bring you some updates from last night, and then you can share your experiences with us this morning as you're going to work, as we continue to press and search for a more comprehensive, more sustainable solution to our public transport challenges, one that is affordable and dignifying. That's the conversation we're having today. What will it take for us to have affordable, sustainable, and dignifying public transport? One that is even electric, because the world is moving to electric buses, electric mode of transport. How can we phase out the, obsolete, risky buses that are not worthy of carrying our precious lives? Someone says the public transport owners, they have brought themselves, so it's a fine opportunity for the government to sanitize the space. What solution do you want to see? Big conversation coming up. Join us. Our WhatsApp line is 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. Save the number. I'll be happy if you could send voice notes, share your experiences and your solutions. What's kind of improvement you want to see? All that is coming up. And we have some dedications because some amazing loved ones of our listeners are celebrating their birthday. We'll be bringing you those shortly. Godfred Akutubuafo is in studio. Richard Alaska is here. Francisca Kakrafo sing. And of course, my name is Caleb Kuda. We're happy to serve you. Bernardino Koku Abla is here as well. And this year, say goodbye to unnecessary stress. Pay your school fees and residential fees with Zenith Bank. Simply dial *966*3# on your phone. No data needed. Select Zenith Merchant Pay. Enter your school code. Follow the prompts and confirm payment with your PIN. Payment is real time with instant confirmation is assured. It's fast, it's simple, it's stress free. Start the year right with easy fee payments using Zenith Bank's Merchant Pay short code *966*3# for a full list of schools. Visit zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank in your best interest. Why travel abroad when world-class education is right here in Ghana? At Lancaster University, Ghana, you will earn a British degree, develop employability skills, and enjoy a campus experience that inspires growth and confidence, gain practical skills, global exposure, and access to scholarships that make your dream degree even more achievable. Apply now to study with expert faculty trained to UK standards right here in Ghana. Visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also contact us via email at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. 02486562274 is the number. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. Banking just got smarter with the CBG mobile app. Enjoy fast, secure, and convenient banking wherever you are. With the CBG mobile app, you can transfer money, pay bills, confirm checks, buy airtime, and manage your accounts all in one simple, easy to use platform. No queues, no traffic, just seamless banking on the go. Download the CBG mobile app today on both iOS and Android. For inquiries, contact us 0302 216,000. Email talktous@cbg.com.gh or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. I'll be coming to your dedications shortly. I met someone in town who says she can't get enough of Sky's laughter. So I'll let Sky do your dedications for you. 0539986996. But listen, if you drive, we want to insure your car and you will have some enjoyment as well. Enterprise is calling you. Insure Naturally is what we are rewarding you. It's the road to the ultimate football experience. When you insure your car with Enterprise, you don't just get protection, you get extra rewards. Enjoy free coupons, airtime, shopping vouchers, and stand a chance to win an all-expense paid ultimate football experience live at the stadium. Promo is running till May 2026. We're doing this on the NLA's Caritas Lottery platform. Enterprise is your advantage. This is a refreshing one for those who are tired of Accra's hustle and traffic. Take a quick escape to the cool, peaceful mountains of Ebri at Beposo Wellness Resort. Whether it's for business, a weekend break, or pure relaxation, Beposo gives you calm, comfort, and fresh mountain air. Perfect place to rest and reset. It's only 30 minutes drive from Accra. Visit once and you will never want to leave. Asumdre Kasiapa 0200 557 699 BeposoResort.com. Book us. Beposo Wellness Resort. Peace lives here. All right, so please wish my mom a happy birthday from my lovely daughter Na Adole to Adelaide Padikuo Soa. This new chapter of her life opens the floodgate to divine mercy, favor, good health, and strength. She is an example of a virtuous woman in Proverbs 31:28-31. And myself, my brothers are grateful to God for blessing us with a wonderful woman. Today and the rest of the days are going to be great for mommy. Happy birthday to Mr. Henry Tinkran, aka MC Tings of Advanced Ghana Koforidua branch, from your sweet wife Hilda, the girls, the entire family, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Harrisonado. So higher as the message. A very happy birthday to Mrs. Sabina Aka of Reaps Party Themes. May the new year be kind to you and bring you an abundance of joy and blessings that goes beyond your imagination. All your heartfelt prayers and deepest desires will bear beautiful fruit. Lots of love on this special day from your daughters, siblings, in-laws, nieces, and nephews, and your grandson. And of course, the dedications are brought to you by MasterCard. Don't just send wishes, swipe, tap, insert, make that amazing gift. Deliver them to that amazing person and make their day. So was 2025 a good year for your business? Will 2026 be the year of growth for your business? How can you ensure you do not to miss the numerous Africa opportunities in 2026. Join over 400 businesses and policy leaders as experts at Crystal Ball Africa 2026. Reveal the opportunities and how to take advantage. Thursday, January 22, 2026 is the date. It's happening at Labadi Beach Hotel from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The theme is the Africa opportunity, time to take advantage. Don't miss the chance to network and tap into new opportunities. Register now to secure your spot at www.crystalballafrica.com. Sponsors are EcoBank, Labadi Beach Hotel, AGI, Kawamoka. Our media partners are Citi FM and Joy FM. The event is powered by AB and David Africa. We have some voices of commuters' experiences from last night we'll be bringing to you and testing how whether or not the transport situation has improved. Now, people are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing star 959 hash. But it be like say boys don't know the rundown. Like I tell you, NLA has increased the playing time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts from 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. and closes at exactly 7:55 p.m. More time to stake more and more time to win more. But note Sunday Aseda remains the same with no changes. Catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday Aseda on GTV broadcast from 8 p.m. to 8:15 sharp. Always remember to stake responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. 0308-249-477 is the number to call for enquiries. 590 mobile at Dawunsem. Sky, there are some dedications. Oh, this is my song, man. Why did you do that? Ben Braco always makes my morning, man. I love this tune. Kaka, you're enjoying it too, right?
Of course, I love Ben Braco. Always.
Ben Braco. Also, some dedications, and I want Sky to take care of that, and then we will take you to last night, share the experiences of commuters going home. What we'll do actually, we'll go to the second biggest city, Kumasi, to find out whether or not this problem is repetitive or whether it's across cities, and then we'll get into the details of the conversation. So, Sky.
Good morning, CBN team. Kindly wish belated 60th birthday to Mr. Daniel Kwebi. What?
He changed it.
I changed it.
No, the guy said make us CBN.
You rename
it. Yeah, belated 60th birthday to Mr. Daniel Kwebi Boateng of EcoBank. Even the EcoBank, right? What's saying? No,
He came with his own alphabet.
He's happy. He's trying to find truck rowing with the guest.
He's stressed.
Yeah, that's the head office, and he's been my role model since. He's coming in from sweet Naomi's.
Okay.
So Naomi is sending a belated happy birthday to Mr. Daniel Kwebi Boateng. Of EcoBank, the head office right here in Accra.
Right.
They have one of the most beautiful offices you can find in National Capital.
Absolutely.
So we're celebrating you this morning, Mr. Daniel Kwebi Boateng.
Yeah, man. So we've been raising the issue of the public transport crisis, which Kaka aptly, describes as artificial shortage of vehicles. we've seen some prompt action from state actors and trying to put in more buses to ease the congestion and also engage GPRTU and all of that. The real test of answers is whether or not the commuters' experiences have been enhanced. And then, of course, the bigger picture is as proper sanitization of the space, so that moving on in the long term, we see a more dignified public transport system, affordable and better for all of us, reliable, timely, and that's a big conversation. So we want to go back to last night and bring you some voices of commuters and their experiences, and then we'll continue.
When I was coming, I get there were plenty people there. There was no car. So I've decided to take to the station here to see if I can get another car to continue to 37. Still, I'm here. I came to the roadside around 6 something. I'm still here without car. People are struggling, fighting to get a vehicle. So the challenges here is too much, Masa. It's not easy. There are people here. If you go to Nungwa there are plenty people, sea of people there looking for car. They don't get it. They don't find car. So the transport problem there, we have it. And many of the drivers, if they are going to 37, they will take to station here. Then they will, because they want more money. So when they take from Nungwa, they load from Nungwa to here. Then they will drop people here and take 37 people. So instead of paying 6 cities to 37, you end up paying maybe getting to 10 cities.
Actually, 5 hours by day from here to Abubrose, we didn't even get car right now. And people are suffering for here about car early in the morning. And traffic too is, even how it is even worrying us, it's not easy. So I'm begging they should help us about the transport issue so that we can be getting it easier for Teshi Mobile here.
Transport issue here is very difficult, very, very difficult. You come here and try to board the car, but you wait more than sometimes 15 minutes to 30 minutes before you get the car. Just I'm going to Sakumono here, just a state junction here. Sometimes see the crowd, you'll be fighting about getting the car. It's very difficult. Transportation issue here is very difficult. So I don't know if government have something to do about this, so that it will calm this situation. It's very, very difficult, especially in the morning when we are going to work. We find it difficult.
The people are more than the cars that are passing, and the ones that will go, they don't charge the same price, the normal price. They normally charge 10 cedis, whereby it's not 10 cedis that they charge. It's charge 7 cedis or 650 to Taifa. So we are still waiting. There's some few time before, like to Taifa, to Christmas, and it started. And we thought after the holidays it will go over, but still they are continuing. I work at Taifa, but I come to church at Calvary Baptist, so I have to go back to Taifa. And you have been here 1 hour. To get the car is a problem. The price there of late, it looks like you brush up your mind that you stick to what they will charge. You are praying that you get a car.
Right, so those were some voices from commuters from last night, and our Ashanti Regional Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani joins us on the line to give us a picture of the situation in the Ashanti region. Hafiz, good morning. Where exactly are you this morning, and what's the situation?
Well, Caleb, I'm at the Abrim station in the Fabri East municipality of the Ashanti region, and this is where you find more passengers traveling or going to areas like Dr. Mensa, the Central Business District, the KJTR market, and the most affected, I would say, or the hardest hit are students from senior high schools, from primary schools, from junior high schools, who are struggling to get vehicles to their destination. And then the issue about getting transport is a bit worrying here, especially for most of the students. So when the drivers come, like we know in other parts of the country, they want to charge exorbitant fares because there are no vehicles. And sometimes they want to take people who are going to Dr. Mensa, for instance, they they want to pick them from maybe short distances, trying to get to their destination. Most of them don't have that option, but they want to pay because they want to get to their various destinations very quick. They want to ensure that they get vehicles, they don't get stranded here. So I have some students with me here who will share with me the kind of daily struggles they go through in terms of accessing the transport here to their various destinations. I want to speak to this student. You are welcome to Citi FM. Thank you. What's the difficulty in finding transport or finding vehicles from this place to your school?
Yeah, there are no vehicles. We can stay here for more than about 2 hours or 3 hours. No vehicles. No, sometimes we have to pick some from here to Bormine and alight and pick another one from Bormine to our school. So here we are finding it very difficult for transportation.
Okay, so the time on my phone now is 8:19. It means you have missed some lessons already.
Yeah, we have missed. Maybe before we could reach school, it's 9 o'clock, maybe break time. So we have missed 1 hour or so. And if we reach school, they'll say we are late, so we have to pay gate fee. You know, we have to pay gate fee and sometimes they whip us. When we talk, they say, no, we are lying. We don't wake up early, but they don't know what we are.
Okay, but is that not the case? You don't wake up early since you know this is the situation. Why don't you wake up early? You get the vehicle early and get to school early.
Even if you come here early, you don't get the vehicle early. Maybe you may stand here for more than 2 or 3 hours. No vehicle. Sometimes you have to be begging some people to pick you up, then drop you off. It's very difficult for us here.
Okay, so let me speak to another student here who are shying away from the conversation here. So that's the situation, Caleb, when you stand here. So you go to other parts of the Ashanti region, you have a similar issue happening, but usually you find this problem happening especially in the evenings at the peak hours where people are struggling to get vehicles from the market areas, Dr. Mensa, the main market, the KJTR market, the central business district that they do to their destinations. Some pay as much as 20 Ghana cedis, and then the fare usually would be 5 cedis to their destination or 7 cedis. But because of this hurdle or this struggle, they want to get back to their homes after hard day's work to just pay that money because they want to ignore the kind of stress and the difficulty they are facing. So that's the situation you find in most of the communities within the Ashanti region. So we spoke to authorities even before during the festivities. We thought that usually because of the festivities you have more people coming to town, but that is not the case. Even after the festivities, you are still experiencing some of these challenges in most communities. And the KMA, some time ago, arrested most of these drivers who were doing that. But usually these arrests are done in the mornings and in the afternoons. But in the evening, you don't find the KMA task force at most of these bus terminals working. So that is the difficulty you find. But people had to contend with the situation. Some will have to pay extra in terms of getting to their destination.
Right. Hafiz, has there been any intervention from the Metro Mass? Is there any in Kumasi? Okay, I think Ayalolo is more Accra based. Is there?
Well, Caleb, there's Ayalolo in Kumasi as well. But okay. I can tell you that if you go to the Oforikrom yard of the SPC, we have more than 100 buses that have been grounded. And we have carried several stories on this, and authorities will just give assurances that they are going to fix them. And you don't find this problem being fixed. During the festive season, when we approached them with the kind of concerns from the public, they had brought in some buses. They had deployed some of the buses to the areas, but these buses are not enough. But sometimes the passengers, the authorities want to put the blame on the passengers because the passengers are reluctant in boarding these buses, for the reason being that the buses are slow because of the number of people the bus is picking up. People will be dropping off and they are not able to get to their various destinations as they may desire. So that's the challenge sometimes. But I can tell you that over 100 of these buses at the Oporikrom terminal of the STC have been grounded. They are not working. Only few of them are plying the roads of the Ashanti region and the Kumasi metropolis.
Hafiz, my final question, it's the weekend, and we do know that weekends Kumasi gets busy because of travels from across the country for all kinds of activities. If intra-city transport is not resolved, what kind of congestion are we going to see in your view, from your experience living and covering the city? What would the situation be by the weekend if this is not resolved?
So already, like you mentioned, you see, when it is weekend, people go for different activities, especially funerals, and the city is usually congested. And because people are not finding vehicles, when they have the vehicles, they are into traffic, and that is worsening their situation. And for most of the areas, usually you find that, like the Bekwai roundabout areas, the Sofuline areas, these are the places you find so congested during the weekend. And these are major routes that link Kumasi to various parts of the country, various parts of the region. And that situation you find mostly during the weekend. But for people not getting transport, usually you find this on Monday, you find this on Tuesday, you find this. Usually on Fridays, the situation is a bit down because getting into the weekend, most of the people who go to work either go so early to return or travel to their various destinations for the weekend, and you don't find the issue here. But in the evening, like where I mentioned the Central Business District, the KJTR, Dr. Mensa, and the major market areas, you find this problem still persisting.
Hafiz, thank you so much for your report this morning. He's a Middle Belt Bureau Chief, Hafiz Tijani. He just spoke to us here in Accra. The mayor or the municipal metropolitan chief executive has been on the street, and he's been saying that the assembly will soon deploy electric buses to help address the city's growing transport shortages. He says the initiative is expected to improve mobility and reduce pressure on commuters and make public transport more affordable and efficient.
Is bringing electric buses. We are starting the first metro transport in Accra, which we are going to have a very cheaper fares. So you should pray. The mayor has a good thing to offer this people of Accra. We are bringing the first metro transport. It's electric bus, so we don't buy four. So with 3 Citi, 4 Citi, you can go wherever you want to go. And the price is going to be the same. If you pick the car from Accra to Circle, it's the same. If you pick a car from Accra to Kaneshi, it will be the same. So it's something that we are going to do. We are looking at.
So that was the mayor, Michael Ni Bakbo, mayor of Accra. Earlier you heard Hafiz Tijani, and before then there were some commuters from last night who we got to experience their frustrations finding a bus home. So same issue has persisted across the week. In fact, from the festive season until now, we've been talking about hiked fares and then also increased travel time as a result of the deliberate attempt by these bus, owners not to move at all, or whether if they are moving, then they are stopping at unauthorized routes, undesignated routes, just so they can increase the stuff. Interestingly, some of the executives of GPRTU are on the television channel 1 now, and they are saying that, look, the drivers who are demanding more, who are engaging in this chaos, are not their members.
How do they know?
Okay.
How do they know they are not their members?
They have a membership. They are unionized.
But yesterday, you see, I appreciate the efforts the GPRT is making to address these issues. But I am just saying that if you think about it, the problem that we have, and I raised this issue yesterday, it is very hard to explain away the fact that there are that many non-GP RTU affiliated
on the roads,
cars on the road to cause this problem. You see, and it's not just their problem. There are other things linked to this. So, for instance, as we are going through these problems, a key solution would be decongestion of the bottlenecks that we have in the various cities. And by that, not just here, we just heard from Kumasi.
Yeah.
So the bottlenecks in Kumasi and the bottlenecks in Accra. So those of you who come from the Adenta area and are always complaining about, have things improved at the Medina side of things?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
I stay away. I stay clear of that route.
Yes.
But I certainly believe nothing has changed.
Well, maybe our listeners can help us. Have things improved on that road? Because here's the thing. If, one, there are no cars, okay?
Yeah.
And traffic is also, there's a bottleneck at that key spot. Those who are coming in are not getting through on time. Those who are going out are not getting through on time. For instance, CBD, Nada Braka.
Yeah.
As soon as you cross Franco,
yes,
traffic is choked.
All
so
the way.
If I am standing at the the MTTD office, Accra Central,
yes,
and I'm waiting for a trotro at that station there,
it will take a very long
when
time.
will the trotro leave Franco and get to me there?
Yeah.
You understand? So there is no easy flow even for the emergency services that are being brought in. So whilst we are thinking about augmenting the fleets in town, at the same time we must clear the roads. Tiptoe lane. If I get over the top, that road must be clear, so that people don't have to, fight with the trotros and everything, so that the trotros can move fast.
Yeah.
That is also something that needs to be considered. But for me, the key thing that needs to happen, I was hoping to hear this morning, for instance, and I saw bits of it yesterday, but we need this on a more formal level, where we saw operatives from different security outfits at some of the stations, the more popular stations. So I think they went to Circle, they went to other places to try and ensure that the right fares are being charged. And even with that one, the trotros drivers and their mates at the station were busy telling some of the people, hey, what can you do? You can't force the driver to move the car.
True.
Okay. So what I expect as well is, look, the transport ministry and it's the local government ministry and all the agencies that are linked to this, take over the terminals. Look, enter the terminals, Accra, Kumasi, wherever they may be. Put your people there and tell the GPRTU, look, until this situation is resolved, the terminals are assembly property. We are running the terminals. That gives you a fair idea of how the terminals run, how the vehicles move, what is happening there, so that they can at least get some proper feedback. Because at the moment, all the ministry and the local government people are doing is relying on what the GPRTU says.
Yeah.
And the GPRTU is in the business of GPRTU. They're not in the business of government.
Yeah.
They are in the business of GPRTU.
They're not doing public service.
No. They are there to make money.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is why he can tell you that I will not move my vehicle today, because it is not the state that puts fuel in that car.
True.
So if he decides that he has parked his vehicle at home for the next 3 days until he gets to charge the prices he wants to charge, what can you do? But you can what you can also do is then also make sure that that kind of driver doesn't get back on the road. How? Because he can't pass through your terminals.
Because he's not complying.
Exactly. You need to find. I think they need to find ways of making this easier for the public, and they need to do it. It might sound sometimes heavy-handed, but that is what we have governments for. At this point, you do not compromise with drivers and GPRTU.
At the expense of the public.
At our expense. Yeah. You are on our side. I don't think anybody who is taking public transport this morning and is a victim of what is happening is sympathizing with the GPRTU.
No one is.
After spending 3 hours, look at the child Hafiz just interviewed in Kumasi, who is going to be late for school, or will perhaps get punished because the teacher thinks he's lying, has missed perhaps 2 periods or sometimes even 3 periods of school before he gets there, and now imagine that this same boy closes from school in the afternoon at 3 or 4, and then has to follow through the same tragic occurrence to get back home. Why? So we need the state to be very heavy-handed with these elements in the system to get people to move. If it requires you to tell the GPRTU, we are breaking you up. And I don't know what the difficulty is. We've all followed the history of this. Okay, and so one can appreciate the political strength of the GPRTU. But I keep saying this. Why do we reduce everything to political strength of these entities? One time it is Guta. One time it is this. It is always the ordinary citizen who suffers. It is always the ordinary citizen who is left at the mercy of these cartels. Why does the government find this so difficult? Why will we die without GPRTU? Clear them off. Look, this problem gets resolved temporarily. In another month or two, we'll be back discussing this same problem under the same conditions. Why? Because perhaps the economy flips a bit, transport fares increase. Hey, we are back. We are increasing fares.
And there is fight between conductors.
Who says that the general public enjoys being punished the way they are punished on a daily by transport owners, by these transport owners? They don't enjoy it. Who enjoys standing there for 3.5 hours after a hard day's work, trying to get home to their family? You close work at 5 and get home at 11 to wake up at 3 a.m. to go and wait for another 2.5 hours for a public transport, a poorly secured public transport that won't move on time. Why? What has the ordinary citizen done? So we need the government to be on our side. Look, these are not voting matters. These are productivity matters. These are health matters. These are safety matters. So I want to see a far more robust approach to dealing with these things, because I am certainly, I've seen Mr. Imoro in our studio, the spokesperson of the GPRTU. When I'm done, I'm going to meet him as well to tell him that, look, you and your people, you are not speaking the truth to us, because it is clear what is going on the roads. We sent our microphones there, we sent our reporters there. Some of them even admitted clearly that our people have told us from the top that we must do this. They are clearly admitting. Some of them have said, if you bring the MMT buses, you will see.
True.
What is there to be seen? Why are we being held hostage by these unscrupulous people? And that is what it is. They are unscrupulous. Who will do this to us? In which country will this be allowed to happen? That private businesses who control transport dictate the movement of the economy, and we are sitting there happily watching. Accra is watching, Kumasi is watching. Municipalities are watching. They are happy.
Tamale is catching up with this.
What is this? We need a lot more agency. Yesterday there were meetings between inter something. I hear the vice president is meeting.
Transport minister today.
We need a heavy-handed measure. Look, something that wakes up these people for them to understand that they can't take us for granted, that they are not in control. That is what beats my mind. This feeling of they are in control that the state has allowed them to have. The state must let them understand that they are not in control. And I'm sure some politician somewhere is saying, look at Godfrey, he's just talking. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, we continue sitting there thinking like that. That is why we will be where we are. And because that person doesn't have to suffer through 4 hours of a trotro. I don't have to suffer through the 4 hours of a trotro, but I see people. And I know people who go through it. And most of them are listening to us and they say they don't want to go through it. Why? Why is it so hard to ask for a bit of comfort, a bit of ease for the Ghanaian citizen? Why? Why?
Dignity.
So as for us, we are just meant to suffer. The ordinary Ghanaian citizen, every day, it is something. It's something must make you suffer. You cannot wake up and leave your home with a smile, board a bus with a smile, get off with a smile, get to work with a smile, and get back home with a smile. You leave home with a smile, get to the station, you are angry. You get on the bus, you are angry because you fight with the mate. You get off, you are angry because somebody is doing something. You get to the office, you are already angry. What kind of productivity are you getting from such a person? Yeah. And that is what you have led us to. We are a bunch of frustrated people roaming through the capital city and other cities. And this is something that the country can do something about. The government can do something about it. You have an opportunity. We keep missing the opportunities. Yeah. Break these people up. Mr. Nipe and Madam Toffe and the local government minister, Madam Vice President, look, go and tell them, you say you won't move. Okay, the country is not for you. Half these cars are not even safe anyway.
They are not.
Clear them off the road.
I love it. Half the cars are not safe anyway, so just break them up and then grant Ghanaians some dignity and all of that. But is it that easy a thing to do, Sky? Why do politicians struggle to do these? It sounds so simple. So why is it so difficult to do?
It's not simple, but it's a hard decision that must be done. It's not simple, but it must be done.
You see, I've been looking at some historical data, right? If you look at the hold of the GPRTU on the transportation system of our country, we're told they control between 70 to 80% of the market share, if I'm allowed to use that that phrase or terminology, which is to say that they are truly the dominant factor when it comes to moving people around our cities, particularly Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, Cape Coast, if you like, and many other huge urban centers of our country. And then that is not what the only thing they do. They also move people from one city to the other. So if the movement of Ghana depends largely on this particular group, then you would realize that they hold a lot of sway over government when it comes to what should happen in the space. Because to be able to break that hold, first of all, you need to put in place the right policies. You need to ensure that those policies are enforced.
There are several
you also need to
strategy policies.
I'm coming. Exactly. And you also need to ensure that you have the right number of buses available. Right?
That's one.
Exactly. And if you look at some of the recommendations that I've dug up, for instance, I mean, as far back as 2006, I was looking at a document that says that at the level of the World Bank, for instance, the recommendation is that the number of buses required per 1,000 population would depend on the public transport mode share, the presence or otherwise of rail or other public transport modes, the capacity of the buses, the extent to which they may be utilized in terms of daily kilometers per bus, and the daily number and average length of bus journeys undertaken by each inhabitant of the city. With so many variables, the minimum requirement varies considerably from city to city, but would typically lie between 0.5 and 1.2 per 1,000 population. Now, so if you look at Accra's population, for instance, which we are told sits somewhere between 5 million and 6 million, it would imply that we need roughly between 3,000 to 7,200 buses.
3,000 to 7,200 buses.
Exactly. But you see, this does not take into account the fact that we do not have rail systems. We don't have boats moving people across the city.
So that means we probably need to double the numbers.
We don't have trams in the system. We don't have bicycles in extensive use. We are using Abobo Yaya and Pragia and the Okadas. So if you look at it closely, maybe we might need thrice this number. Which will mean we go for the upper limit of 7,200 and you multiply that by, say, 3. Taking into account some of the gaps we do have in our transportation system.
We want 21,600 buses.
Exactly. Now, the question you ask yourself is, a government that wants to break GPRTU, right, with such level of resolve, would need to at least in the medium to long term, or in the immediate to medium to long term, bring in at least 21,000 buses into the country.
So say you want to do this in 5 years?
Yes.
Or let's say 3 years.
3 years.
So you can bring 7,000 every other year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, do you have 7,000 buses sitting in a warehouse somewhere you can import within 2 months? They're in Ghana. No. You don't, right? So then you are still compelled to get back to these guys and tell them, negotiate. And you see, that has been the problem we have been dealing with over the past God knows when. Because I was the reporter on the bit when we're trying to do the BRT thing. Yeah. The truth is that these guys have so much hold on the kahunas of government that they always run away from the red line they draw. So government will go close to the red line, would want to enforce something, get things done, but they don't get to do it. They attempted reforms that will insist on seat belts.
Yeah.
They got it close to the line. They couldn't do it. They attempted to enforce where you stop, where you don't stop. They tried it. It didn't work because GPRTU came hard at them. Under Joe Seiwusu's time, there was an attempt to enforce the requirement that seats must be in a particular way. You don't go into Kwame Mensah's fitting shop or welding shop to put together some metal or angle bars for you and form a seat out of it.
A van that was
exactly.
meant for cargo.
There was a standard that was supposed to have been put in place, right?
Yeah. Because you have a 3-seater and the buses will insist they are taking 4 or 5 people.
Exactly.
Oh my.
We pressed close to the line. We couldn't cross it. We backed off because again DPRTU came in with their heavy hands. Then too, there was this talk of ensuring that don't bring what do you call it? These bread buses. How do they call them? The buses they use in Germany to move bread around. 207 buses, which ideally should be used for carting cargo, right? We have failed to actually insist that look. We are no longer going to allow these vehicles to be modified for purposes of moving people across our cities and towns. So the point I'm making is that Godfred has made fantastic points about what we should do. That you cannot say that you want to transform the life of this economy, but still rely on these old systems. Because to be able to get this economy to work, people must move around.
With speed and accuracy.
Exactly. But if you have these small Totros or Matatus and these Voxy cars that are moving around killing people all the time these days, you will not be able to do it. But it requires a certain level of political will that our politicians do not have. And it would require the kind of investment that we must make to be able to transform the space. We are not ready to make that investment. And then also the self-interest and the conflict of interest. Many of our policymakers do have trotros in the system who account for them.
They are trotro owners.
A side business.
Exactly, a side business. Accounting for them every weekend.
It's a popular business among police officers.
Police officers also, some of them, do have these trotros working for them. So it makes it difficult to even enforce the rules. Then we have friends within the DVLA system who also must survive beyond what they do at the level of the DVLA. So again, all kinds of things are happening. So Godfred has made a fantastic point, and I agree that the way to go is to actually insist that, look, we are taking you and limiting you to some parts of Accra. Yeah. You can move people from the inner cities and bring them close to the main terminals.
But from there, a bus will have to carry them forward.
So you are coming from Adenta on that highway all the way to the central business district. You are not going to see a trotro.
Yeah.
But if you go into the communities, maybe you can move people from those areas to the service lanes where the big buses can move people. The question is, do we have the political will?
No.
Do we have the right kind of investment?
Why don't we?
Do we have the discipline?
Why don't we?
And can we risk what GPRT will throw at us. Because you see,
you have the public on your side. I don't think we should fear GPRT at this point.
You know, so some people have made all kinds of claims that somehow these are the same drivers we use to run the BRTs and the things that we try doing, GAPT and all of them. And somehow the buses go bad
just break down.
And no explanation. You don't know whether they have agents or outside school.
That's a conspiracy. It could be true.
Because GAPT says that 80% of their buses
broken down.
I mean, is it that the white people didn't do the buses properly? Forgive my use of the term white people. Buses on you. So it
how come space buses that were used in the 1980s are still flying Kaneshi and buses we bought in 2012 are broken down?
And we don't have a way to fix it.
How?
And you see, and you hear that this part they've cut it and sold it.
Yes.
You hear
they've sold a lot for scrap.
How is that? Buses bought between John Kufuor, Professor Mills, what do you call him? John Dramani Mahama the first, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo,
and John Dramani Mahama the second.
And parts have been cut.
They already scrapped.
The buses are scrapped. 30%, only 20% or 30% are working. I mean, really.
But still, Sky, even working with your 21,600 buses, you know. Kaka, when I go to the ministries, I look at the number of V8s that are in our ministries. If we really care about the dignity of our public, I don't think that 21,600 buses for the public is something we cannot achieve if we give ourselves 5 years. If we give ourselves 5 years.
You know, when you listen to the voices from the public, you hear words like suffering. We are here suffering. It's been 3 hours. We are worried. We are frustrated. And you ask a question about dignity. And with the permission of my learned senior, let me say that our constitution is supposed to guarantee us dignity.
Thank you.
You know, I'm just sad. I'm even wondering what else I should say. I think that Godfred and Sky have freely shown ideas as to how we can get out of this. They've drawn out the medium to long-term solutions. We've seen a major canker in there, which is the driver unions, and perhaps the price we may have to take to deal with them. At what point? And I think that it comes back to our duty and our rights as citizens, but I want to press on our duty. Because all the problems that they list out, the common element is the human being called the Ghanaian, from the top to the bottom. Those are the top who collect our taxes and yet fail to deliver the basic services we need, our Ghanaians. The policy makers, the private entities that are supposed to be working with the state are Ghanaians as well.
True.
So the individuals who are engaging in side business with state property, the drivers and their union leaders who are doing some price negotiation that we are not aware of, contrary to what bylaws and transport regulation, they are all Ghanaians. And the people suffering are also Ghanaians. At what point do we stop and reflect on who we are as Ghanaians? Are we comfortable with looking at the next person suffering and not feeling anything about it, feeling nothing, absolutely nothing? With somebody, you hear a student saying that they've been standing there for 3 hours.
3 hours.
I question our moral compass as a group of people in this country. How do we sit down and do this to ourselves? How? Now, like I said, I don't have any further useful thing to add. But what I will say is that in this period, because if you hear the voices, it's not new. Everybody will tell you the drivers get to do this from the Yuletide to the New Year. That's what they do. Is business for them. But what I will say is that while the people who take our taxes to solve our problems are yet to do their jobs, while they are having their meetings, etc. Pardon my cynicism, but while they are doing that, and hopefully that they do provide some medium to long-term solutions, and in the immediate fix this problem where they are withholding vehicles and disrupting the function of this society. I will implore school authorities, I will implore employers that they should be moderate in how they deal with lateness that may arise, because I heard one of the students talking about being asked to pay a certain fine.
Before the gates are open for them.
The drivers breaking the law are the ones who are supposed to be paying fines and spending some time in jail, not a student who is trying to go to school. So I will implore that in all of this, employers and school authorities will exercise, some kindness and overlook some of these things. That doesn't mean that take advantage of the situation and also report to your school or your work.
It's amusing, right? Because when you tune into the radio or television, you listen to our leaders. They are speaking some very nice English, and they are building an economy on high speed. And you imagine we are in Japan, we are using some jet speed, trains and all of that. The speeches are up there, but where the rubber meets the road is a poorly oiled, rickety, something that is supposed to be carrying people from across the streets from one end to another. You have a cabal of unionists holding us all to ransom, and we seem to be looking on helplessly while the people suffer. Now, Sky, you talk about where we have developed all the policies, we have tried all that, sustaining the resolve, insisting that, look, you cannot park here, you cannot use a certain kind of car, you cannot take a certain amount of price or fare. That is where we look at the power of the cabal, and then we just chicken out. But Godfred insists that, look, the people are on the side of those who have power, who are holding the power in trust for us. We've all pawned out parts of our power and given that to those in authority to protect our rights. And part of that is to move around and freedom to move around in a dignified manner. So I think really that this particular government has a very fine opportunity to do right by Ghanaians for once with respect to this public transport issue and the indignities that come with that. And often when we talk about these, we are talking from the frustrations of us, the able-bodied persons. And if you go beyond that to include brothers and sisters with disability, vulnerable groups and all of that, you realize that for a very, very long time, we've been very unfair to them, because now we are feeling the pinch. But think about things when we didn't make things more inclusive for them, and you see that it's worse than we actually see it.
I'm just hoping that, the government is not going to be satisfied with this temporary solution, if indeed there is a temporary solution, because the numbers are not going anywhere. It's not like the population of Accra or Kumasi is going to reduce. In fact, if you look at the projections, they are going to get higher. So if you think that, I've been able to alleviate the problem between the months of January, February, March, April, May will come. What we are asking for is a short-term solution, which they say they are going to do because they are bringing in buses. Wherever the buses are coming in from, we don't know. The medium-term solution and the long-term solution.
Reallocating some buses, but
From
the problem
where?
with they said those that are into intercity operations, they would disengage from those services.
So what happens to the people who have to make intercity trips?
See, that's the problem.
Because it's not like suddenly people will stop making intercity trips. So if you take intercity buses, that also means that people who have, you are reducing the availability of buses for people who have to make intercity trips to come and fill this particular gap at this moment.
Already, the fleets available for intercity trips too are also depleted.
Yes. The thing is, we did not plan for our cities, and it's reflective of a lot of things. We talk about education, we talk about sanitation, rent, water, food. We don't plan for anything.
Nothing.
So the researchers do all the work. If you go to RIPS, they've done the work. If you go to Tech Urban Planning, they've done the work. They have the numbers on what the city is going to look like in 5 years or 6 years. But the local assemblies, the local government and the government itself barely look at the numbers to say, oh. So there's a very interesting young man I started following on Twitter. It's called Dominic.
Okay.
You know, and he talks about Kumasi because he lives in Kumasi. And he was talking about the nature of Kumasi roads. Because somebody asked, why can't they do BRT in Kumasi? You know,
the roads are so small in Kumasi.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And he says the general design of roads in Kumasi is such that a large part of the city itself was designed with very narrow roads. There's no room for expansion of the roads. So how do you do a BRT there? You can't. But also here's the thing: we can't also keep asking for more trotros to be brought into the cities. And that's the thing. Look, we the government and us as people must come to the understanding that the trotro is not a solution. We seem to think the trotro is a solution. The trotro is not a solution.
Indiscipline, oh my word.
You understand? The trotro is not a solution.
Yeah, it's a
it's something that we've allowed to grow and we cannot control anymore. And it's exactly, and it's convenient because it solves problems, and that is what our governments are very fond of. Oh, this thing has dealt with that problem for us.
It deals with unemployment. It moves some people around, and some people are happy.
So they don't have to deal with
a stopgap measure that has become the norm.
It does not. It enables the government to work freely because people won't talk because they can move from A to B. But there has to be a certain level of deliberate planning around moving a city. So we say in 5 years, Accra will have X people. Like Sky was reading from the data. What is the plan that moves those people? Because again, if you look at cities that have a smaller population than ours, and these are major cities, they have 5, 6, 7 alternatives to moving people around those cities.
Senegal,
The only way you can move around Accra is with a motor vehicle. Other than that, you can't move. And the largest chunk of that outside of car ownership is the trotro. Be it Accra, be it Kumasi, be it wherever. So we ask ourselves, is this in 5 years, will we still want to rely on trotros for a city that is nearing 5 million? How many trotros do we need? So here's because let's break down numbers. Trotro takes what, 15 to 20 people per trip. 15 to 20. How many people are moving within Accra from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. going to work?
Possibly in the millions.
In the millions. Are we saying we expect trotros that take how many trips will a trotro have to make to move 100 people?
That's where the indiscipline.
15, 20, 15, 20, 15, 20, 15, 20, 25, 30. How many people are you moving? When in other places you have buses that are moving on the average 90 people.
So you're alluding to its inefficiency.
Exactly. You have buses that are moving 90 people. Some buses move 100 people. In fact, some buses move more. Okay, and they move around. So if we decide to let these vehicles become the main source without being deliberate about an exit plan for them, and that is what I was talking about. This is an opportunity to start thinking about an exit plan for trotros outside of the cities. I side with Sky's idea of keeping them on the outskirts and making plans that in 2 or 3 years, if you enter the main city square, from here to here, you are on this bus. In addition to the decongestion, because here's also the thing, a large part of the congestion is caused by these same trotros. Who are the reasons why there isn't efficient movement of vehicles in the city? Why? If I am coming from Adabraka and I'm heading towards Tesano, I will meet them blocking the road at Tiptoe Lane. If I am from Adabraka headed towards Accra, I will meet them at the cocoa board, blocking the road. I can't move. If I am coming from Kaswa to Accra, I will meet them somewhere. If you get to Malam Junction, Bobo, the Malam Market, you are dead. You can be in it from Malam to Sakaman. Half the road you will get there is trotros, particularly the Malam Market. You get to Kokompe side, you are locked in. You get to Kaneshi, there are trotros coming in from the Pentecost church inside Kaneshi itself, joining the main road. bottleneck there. Medina, bottleneck there. So what exactly? You are not allowing us to move efficiently. 2, you are holding us to ransom by hiding your vehicles. 3, you are charging exorbitant fees because you are saying you want to make more money.
Yeah.
Like, how are they useful under this current circumstance? Yeah. They should tell us how.
This urban transport crisis we have now is a desperate cry of the citizenry for leadership to be shown
and an opportunity
to sanitize the space. And listen, we have seen this before. There are spaces in Ghana where I'll give you an example. It's just follow me.
I'm with you, brother.
We had bad roads at a certain point with a lot of congestion as well because of the transport, rickety, poor quality buses in this particular space. There's a lot of noise in this space that required a lot of tranquil for people to study and go about their business. Fumes from these trucks or buses that were so old, not fit for purpose, and what was seen later was leadership. Today, if you go to the same space I have described, was filled with bad roads, fumes, noise, and congestion. There is tranquil, good roads, not so much noise. The fumes are down, the congestion is gone. Why? Because someone sat down and offered leadership with design thinking. You use innovative means of technology. Okay, so what do? We go for a loan, we fix the bad roads that we have. How do we fix the congestion? Right. If you don't have a card for e-gates, you are not coming through. That means that you have reduced about 90% of the people who are illegally using your space as a thoroughfare. They are not coming through any longer. Those who are coming through are paying to do so if they are not members of the community. So you are generating funds to pay for the loans you took to fix the roads that you have now fixed, and those roads have been good up to this point, and then people are paying for that third road. So some design thinking needs to be done with this our city. I'm saying that the leadership we are looking for, we have seen it in some spaces, and from this example I've given, I'm sure people know where I'm already talking about.
Plenty places.
We've seen it.
Plenty places.
We've seen it. So we need to get some leadership.
I've been saying for the past month on this show, there needs to be a reckoning.
And
a reckoning by our leadership that, look, every country around us, no matter how highly we think of ourselves, seems to be in the middle of thinking of how to make life better for its citizens, not just because the economies are good, but in just changing the environment around them to make sure that they're able to move. Look, when you go to your Mauritius, public train, what are you talking about?
Smooth.
You're just moving.
Smooth.
Senegal recently, Dakar. It's not perfect. There are plans to improve it. They've spent the money. They are doing it.
Ethiopia.
I don't want to go there. Our chaotic cousin, Nigeria.
You don't mean it.
Our very, very chaotic cousin, Nigeria, within Lagos.
They're getting it right.
Lagos.
There are plans. You see, you have to spend the money. You have to spend the money. It's not perfect, but at least you can see clear attempts at making sure that there are alternatives to move. Because imagine Lagos, a city of 22 million people, if all they had to rely on was Keke and Trotro. 22 million. How would they move?
It came to a time the state government took a decision that this keke business,
it won't happen
you
again.
won't do it here in this Lagos.
No, in our case, we are legalizing the Okada to come and augment the Trotro.
So you see,
and they said they are going to regulate the movement. We not see any regulation.
That is why I have been making the point that
Come on.
A government that came to power with so much goodwill. Of course, you made a promise. We spoke against it, right? Yeah. The first thing you engage with within the sector that moves people should not be about using keke to move people around. Imagine the energy that was used to actually get this law through Parliament, the engagement done. The opposition that came in from the youth, we want to do 21 years, don't do 21 years, let us now speak to the youth. All these consultations. Imagine if the government had decided that, look, I think we are talking big numbers here. we may have made some
political promises.
Yeah, but we will confine those to the hinterlands, maybe because those areas are, we still are trying to get the roads right and vehicles don't go to certain spaces. So maybe we might consider those communities. And so when we do talk about legislation, it is to allow those areas. But in the cities, we want big buses, we want trams, we want a rail system, and they get to work on it. That will be a major legacy leaving initiative by a president that currently enjoys so much goodwill.
Than to just say we are legalizing or regulating Okada and then compounding the issue.
Exactly.
Because even with the riders, if you want, you needed to provide the infrastructure for them to do so. In Malaysia, anyone who has been to Kuala Lumpur will tell you that the motorbikes have their own, it's different from the road. And these motorbike roads even have flyovers and interchanges. You are in a town, the motorbike has its dedicated road, and they are even doing flyover. Imagine you go to a Pokwas interchange of sorts and it's just motorbike that's moving. Do you understand? So even if you wanted to do that, you needed to provide the space dedicated for them, so they don't do this daredevil driving always on your blind side, smashing your side mirrors, and always running into people and vehicles.
I agree perfectly with you.
Hey, let me bring in some messages, Godfred.
Let me go through them for you.
Yeah.
Kokubansa says, Godfred, the Madina situation is more chaotic than you can think of.
There you go.
I don't exactly know how to explain the whole situation.
So with the tire.
Remove the trotros from there.
That'll be the whole story.
Hello, Caleb. The current transport and traffic situation in Accra and parts of Ghana requires more than adding vehicles to the system. That's what we're talking about. The real issue is not simply how workers get to work, but the intense physical, mental, and emotional stress they endure every morning and evening. Long hours spent in traffic reduce productivity, affect health, and lower overall quality of life. Even if government introduces more buses or vehicles, the fundamental problem remains: congestion will increase and traffic conditions may worsen. I believe government needs to think outside the box and seriously consider hybrid and flexible work arrangements where possible. Reducing the number of people who must commute daily will ease traffic, improve worker well-being, and ultimately boost productivity without heavy infrastructure costs. This is Samuel. Good morning, Caleb and team. Trotro drivers causing the current menace should understand that better government alternatives could drive them out of business. As someone who enjoys cycling for exercise, it is frustrating that pavements meant for pedestrians and cyclists are deliberately occupied by parked cars. Even more disturbing is the dumping of chippings and sand on walkways across Ghana. This regard for public space must be addressed urgently. Godwin from Adenta. Can you ask the mayor about what we heard yesterday on Eyewitness? Is it true that the previous administration purchased a number of electric buses that the current administration has failed to bring to the country? This is We the People from Oyarefa. I see this primarily as a demand and supply issue. The government cannot be too strict or robust with the GPRT because they know that if transport operators refuse to operate, citizens will be stranded. The reality is that the available vehicles are not enough to meet public demand, and the operators are fully aware of this. That is why they are able to call the government's bluff. I believe the most effective solution is for the government to invest in more buses and vehicles and make transportation more affordable. If supply begins to outweigh demand, the balance of power will shift. Once passengers have alternatives, operators who refuse to comply with regulations will be forced to reconsider their position. At the moment, the limited transport system and higher demand give these operators leverage. Increasing the number of government-owned or regulated buses will reduce their influence and make them less able to dictate terms. Good morning, team. There are many major road constructions. There are several road construction projects ongoing, which is causing heavy traffic. And the few good roads have potholes in the middle, which also causes traffic. And this has forced the local transport operators to also charge more. This is Cubic from La Paz. Thanks for the good work you're doing. I think that if the government gradually provides buses to ply the busy routes, it will silently phase out the rickety trotros. This one says, I am pleased that Godfred brought this to light this week. The trotro drivers breaking the journey is not the only challenge. They also stop and park at bus stops for long periods and unauthorized places, making it difficult for other road users to move on the road. The trotro drivers take over the bus stop and cause so much traffic. Some very important parts of our major roads have also developed huge potholes that need to be fixed. However, ultimately, Ghana must develop its rail system, which can move many people. If there are organized and scheduled bus and rail systems, most people who drive will park and take the buses. This is David from Adenta. A couple more to go on our WhatsApp platform. Good morning, Caleb and team. My name is Gordon Dogbe from Atoku Copper. Atoku Copper in Aplao. He has a very, very interesting message. It says, as much as we're happy that fuel prices are declining, some of the pump stations are trying to be smart and take advantage of the system. For example, when you buy 500 cedis to fill your tank, it should be less this time around. However, it is not so at some of the pump stations. The regulators of this environment should please open their eyes. And this is very one very angry user of the road says, such nonsense. We should get them off our roads. How on earth is a riffraff who wakes up in the morning, who's an educated young man or woman that travels with the name of GPRT? We've not been able to solve our trotro issues, and we've added Okada and the rest to this our hala. This guy is getting
more comments. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Let me
on the platform.
Right. This one says. The primary precipitating factor contributing to traffic congestion during peak hours is the preponderance of so many small trotro buses transporting an inordinate number of passengers. The aggregate passenger capacity of 20 trotro buses could be efficaciously accommodated by a mere 3 large buses. It is imperative that the government procure a fleet of buses to facilitate the transportation of commuters from the central business district to major terminali located in the peripheral areas, as exemplified by the efficacious model implemented in Ivory Coast. This is Togbu Dobu. Hey, bro, fopa. This one is from William. He says, "Good morning, my brother. I just sent, you see the discipline and small illiteracy in Ghana. Are we the only country practicing democracy in Africa? Why is it that there is so much indiscipline on our roads and everywhere? Why do we do things like we're in a primordial state? Every facet of the country seems uncontrollable. Everyone does what he or she likes, and nothing happens. And our various governments or institutions are watching on sheepishly, as if they don't know what to do. I have sent this to you unedited." The person vexed. rough.
You know, you see, if we unpack the issue, look at the numbers we saw today. 2,900 people died on our roads last year.
Correct.
Now, a huge number from these trotros, mini buses doing long journey, and then the motor keke, right? A lot of them. And you see, the number is not just those who have died, though. Beyond that, if you go into the hospitals, you are seeing people whose legs have been chopped off by their own conduct. In some cases, the doctors say that, well, this is the only solution. So as for this hospital, when you come and we can't really fix the problem, what we'll do is we'll take off your leg. Those people become a burden on society. You understand? So if we are criticizing this whole approach to, wholesale, okay, let's get motorbikes onto the streets. We are saying that that is not visionary. That is failure of leadership in this day and age. That's not how you move people. So the government has got to listen. I want to make a point about who should bring the buses in. Traditionally, the government hasn't shown that it is efficient in managing this whole process, because they bring the buses in, they use our tax money to bring them in, they run the buses anyhow. There are agents of distraction in the system who spoil the buses, sell the spare parts, and we don't get to know whether they have made profit or not, right? Perhaps we should use the UK model. There should be a consortium or a group of people who come together, secure funding, buy the buses, run them according to state set standards.
Thank you.
That if you want to be on the road to move people from Adenta to the ministry's area, you need to bath properly. You should need. Right? Bath properly, dress decently. The bus must be swept, kept clean. People should not be eating inside. No coffees inside. No agbelimo. And then hold the people to those standards. The drivers are properly trained. Not this one where people go, instead of going to sit the exam, somebody else is sitting the exam for them. And then they have TV licenses they are using to drive. Look, the last time I was going to our Dabraka office, right? So I came from the Circle area. You know, when you get to the junction that takes us into the Tete Loop, exactly, on the highway, you need to turn right?
Correct.
Somehow, two trotros, right, stopped at that intersection.
Right at the junction.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we're picking up passengers.
And how far is that from the police station again?
Oh, just about 500 meters
Thank
or less,
you.
right? And you see, and they don't drive like leisurely on that road. Though. They see, I don't know whether you could do Thompson or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Charlie, while they were there, and I was trying to get them to move, they didn't mind me. They said, that's what they would say. Then there were other trotros driving at top speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was stationary. Yeah. And the question is, imagine one of those trotros goes without his brakes properly working, right? You could be killed. And that is how many people are dying. Why should you stop there?
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't stop there.
Because a bus terminal.
Exactly. At least go to a bus stop. You know, so beyond the fact that they are moving people in thought, there's so much indiscipline.
Too much of it.
And the way they can disrespect is like they think that, oh, you are driving a certain car and it is because of you that their situation is what it is. We beg you. So we understand your situation. But honestly, if we want to make progress together, this is not the way.
We have been inviting the world to Ghana, and we say that is a destination for investments, tourism, and all. The president, some of his key appointers have been touring the world, you know, inviting investors and people to move to Ghana, move your businesses here, and all of that. There's something called livability of our cities. If our cities are not livable, it doesn't incentivize people to come moving and live here with us. We have great culture, we have great tourist attractions, we have natural resources. Yes, we have the human resources too. But how we organize ourselves and move about, how we live our lives also matters, and everyone is looking for the most livable cities in the world, and there are indexes that people are using to measure that the quality of air we breathe, the time we spend on the road just moving from one place to another, the issue of open defecation. All these things matter. Where we source our food from, how we live our lives, how we play, how we work, how we rest. All that matters. We've ranted ad nauseum about what? Our green spaces, our urban spaces. These are all very little things that matter, that require intentionality. They don't just happen. If they are happening, we will see. So, to our president and his team, look, you have a huge mandate, and we know that you mean well, but these are the little things that matter to people most. If the inflation is coming down and we are seeing that we are increasing our gold reserves, but we can't move from our homes to our workplace and come back in one piece without losing all our productive time, then what are we doing? Because as you will know, the quality of creativity and manpower of the people is worth more than any gold reserve. So you can increase our gold reserves for all we care, but if we are spending all our time moving from home to work, spending all the time just in traffic, what's the point?
You know that people have lost everything they've worked for, right? Trying to get onto a public transport.
Charlie.
Go to Circle.
Charlie.
Right? Some woman who has gone to sell, just trying to get back home so that tomorrow you go to the market and get more to sell. She's struggling to go into a bus.
Yes.
Right? These trotros.
Yes. And they take it from you.
I mean,
see how we even enter bus.
Charlie,
it's like they just fight. It's like they just open a pen of dogs and everybody's running out. It's not right. We can't do that. Honestly, me and Eku, no, we are begging. We deserve better, and you all know it. Charlie, bus would elsewhere.
Oh, bro,
bus will stop beautiful. And they get open the AC from the bus. And they sent inside. Oh no! Then you go and sit down with your teeth and things, everything, with your card. You swipe, you sit down.
You have your internet.
Over here, somebody uses elbow to hit your mouth, the armpit before you even sit down. It's a wrestle. No, Charlie, we have to stop this thing. We deserve better than this.
I saw that on the screens, right?
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm talking about. That's right. They were using cargo truck.
Like cows.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Charlie, bro.
How? I mean, in this day and age. No, President Mahama, we beg you.
Yeah, baby. Why?
If you have to talk to the Americans, talk to them. You have to talk to the Chinese, talk to them. You have to talk to the British, the Germans, talk to them. If they all give us, let's say, 500 buses each, Charlie, at least it is a start.
The thing, look, I am pretty confident. If the augmented fleet arrives and they are able to deal with the decongestion, those buses would be able to make multiple trips and move people quickly. Because faster. If I don't have to deal with Medina, I don't have to deal with Okongo, I don't have to deal with Siashi.
Yeah.
Right?
37.
From there to Accra, it's a 20-minute drive. The bus gets there, terminates, makes another a U-turn, picks a second set, goes. Fast. You will with between 6 to 8.
It'll be efficient.
And the good thing, these truck drivers wouldn't have to necessarily go out of business. The same people who just have to be trained, and some of them will be
I
driving.
don't know about that.
But you are not sure. But
we need
agents
of something that I think we must take judicial
notice. The control board will be lost.
We must take. It is. There has to be some sort of investigation into how buses that the state owns a year or two break down, and we have these truck drivers, and look from 1980. I have this truck guy who picks up my football team for matches. Look, his bus has been working since like
I said it's 1990
something. It moves. Yes. It's not supposed to be on the road.
Yeah, but it moves.
It moves.
But modern state
government buys bus 1 year, but it's gone.
No, but that it goes beyond the buses. So if you go to the NIA, go to what most of these state institutions that have vans, buses, cars, they have yards for keeping vehicles recently registered as 2012. They're all broken down, and sometimes it's just a little dent, sometimes something small, and they are parked. It's a yard of cars that have just been left to rot.
Sabotage or what?
I don't get it.
I mean, what else?
It's the
we have
people
become saboteurs
of our own
country, preventing it from developing.
Charlie, when you're the man,
this one, the ECM is not working. Oh, that one, they removed ball joints. Oh, the lower arm. And then they will be selling it small.
Yep.
So they have, you don't know whether it's security men, the storekeepers, or whatever it is.
And they do deliverance.
No, while we are at it, you need some Piva beverage if you're in Trotro to cool your system, right? And it has a best of flavor in every sip. Not one, not two, not three. A number of varieties: Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today, refresh yourself. It's certainly a taste you will love. Call us 0550-032-231. So there are more messages on our YouTube channel.
Let me just deal with those for you. Please. Can we also try and adjust the time for starting work and closing? Bringing the time an hour earlier can ease the pressure at terminals. Our transport system is a very serious security threat. This one also says, most commuters don't necessarily even need cars if we had very good and dedicated lanes for bicycles and motorcycles. If you don't plan your country, if you don't plan your country and this infrastructure, this is the problem you will face. How can the citizens work effectively? This great discussion this morning. I was talking to my PhD students about urban systems just yesterday. We need centralized control of transport so we can do scheduled and reliable transport. This one says it doesn't make sense that it takes longer to transit within the city than to go between cities. Why? It's true. It's true. It takes longer to transit within the city than to go between cities sometimes. This one says Accra is not a city. It's a shame for the country and all the presidents we have had. Meanwhile, they travel a lot to all these countries to see how other cities look like. Go and look at Senegal, Kenya, Morocco, and the others. This one says, if we stop corruption, Ghana can build an ultra-modern speed train and trams to speed up activities, and the economy will grow. Let's think outside the box. Again, even water transport is another challenge. Even though the ferries have broken down, and the state does not care. This is sad. What can our leaders do for us?
Okay. All right. So, very quick one. Okay, since we experienced COVID not too long ago and people work from home with success, maybe we need to take the hard decisions in order to fix the country. The problem, we all they go, we all they come, it's not helping anyone. Okay, thank you. We'll take a very quick break. When we're back, we'll zoom into Effective Living series. I'll tell you more about it shortly after this.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking for a university that truly sets you apart? Academic Citi University Accra offers world-class undergraduate degree programs in engineering, business, informatics, and communication arts. And that's not all. Now introducing master's degrees designed to equip you with industry-relevant skills and global leadership capabilities. Study on a modern campus, learn from international faculty, and gain hands-on experience that sets you apart in today's job market. With over 15 student ventures launched and graduates thriving in top roles across Ghana and abroad, Academic Citi University is where future-ready leaders are made. Call now 0262 693 870. That's 0262 693 870. Academic Citi University, educating future-ready leaders.
Every woman deserves hair that looks and feels amazing. It starts with the right product. BO16. After relaxing, your hair needs serious care. BO16 neutralizing shampoo removes all those relaxer residues and restores your hair's natural balance. Itchy scalp, dandruff wahala, BO16 treatment shampoo will rescue you. Leaves your hair absolutely divine. BO16 detangling conditioner. No more painful tagging and breakage. See how smoothly the comb runs through. Now you know my secret.
BO16. Express yourself.
This advert is FDA approved. The GC brand. It's all about you.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's 9:30. We're jumping into Effective Living series. Today we are looking at Beyond the Hustle, 52 real-life lessons for your business. Dr. Boahima Intim is the managing partner at Blacksmith Africa Consulting. We're grateful to Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited and Petra Trust for sponsoring Effective Living series. We want to jump beyond the hustle because since the week started, getting to work is a hassle. Being at work is a hassle. Getting home is a hassle. So how can we go beyond the hustle and make a meaningful living? That's where Dr. Boahima Intim comes in. Doc, good to have you. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Caleb. I'm happy to be here.
So I see that you have traversed different sectors. Yes. You've ventured into oil and gas. You've done agro processing, ed tech, financial services, A whole lot more.
A whole lot.
And now you are focusing on entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about
entrepreneurs.
Raising entrepreneurs. Tell
Yes.
us a bit about your journey. Let's get to know you.
I
And
think
then we
my
get
journey
into your
has
message.
been very long and checkered.
Right.
I started doing or what I would call entrepreneurship right from campus.
Okay.
Volta Hall. I mean, where we used to
Ladies with vision.
Exactly.
And style.
I saw a gap in
Right.
fashion, and
Okay.
so I was getting stuff and selling to those of us who couldn't travel.
Okay.
So I mean that's where it started from.
Right.
But I believe over the years I've tried all sorts of things. I mean, when you are a consummate entrepreneur, you have an idea and you think it's a business and you run with it.
So
And
when we are talking problems, you are seeing a business.
exactly. When I see an opportunity.
Right.
But the challenge has been that it had to be more than passion.
Right.
And so in between, I've made lots of mistakes. I've failed several times, and I thought, okay, it's time to share those experiences so that other young people would also find, a way to avoid
Very
the
important.
potholes.
Because
that
for a
we
lot
have.
of people, it's a knack. It starts as a knack, a passion, a drive.
Yes.
But there are a lot of lessons that you miss.
Exactly.
Some can cost you.
Exactly, and it does cost you, and some of them you struggle to get out, because there could be financial issues. You would lose relationships. All sorts, and so it's important that you get it right.
Right.
I mean, the best way you can.
I like it. So what we are going to do for our listeners today is to take them through your journey and the lessons. We are looking at some 52 real life lessons. It's a lot, but we'll take them one after the other. So how do you want us to approach it? I have a chat before me. Should I just go through it? How do you want us to do it?
Okay. Maybe I'll give a background to the book.
Fantastic.
And then based on that, we can look at the lessons that you would want us to touch
Works
on.
for me. Works for me.
I mean, so like I said earlier, I felt that, the statistic about businesses that fail is not too correct.
Okay.
Because we claim that 4 out of every 5 businesses will fail.
Before they
but
are
the
first.
question I was asking myself was, do we call them businesses?
Okay.
What are businesses?
Okay.
A business must have a vision.
Okay.
It must have structure. So many things that go into what we call a business.
So those that film, they are
They are
hustles.
hustles. They are gigs.
I thought as much.
So,
I thought as much.
But there's a way to integrate backwards so
Okay.
that even if it's a gig,
Right.
it has a fighting chance.
Fantastic.
So what do you do? One of the things I talk about, for example, is when you have the idea and you ask a few friends and people like you whether, will this sell?
Ebefa.
Ebefa,
Ebefa.
and they want to encourage you. Ebefa.
When
and
they
all
tell
those
you to work, you say, oh, they are
exactly.
haters.
Or most likely they are like you.
Right.
So what you're thinking
You
is
can't
what they are
see
thinking.
or know any better.
Exactly.
Right.
But
Right.
based on that limited research or advice, you launch out, and you suddenly realize that what you were thinking is
Charlie,
not what it is on the
according-
ground. Exactly. So how do we ensure that before you quickly step out and put in your time and resource and money, you have at least done a much wider,
I like it.
Feed research and
I
feedback.
love it, and I want to dig in already. So lesson number 1 is say, I once believed a sleek logo and catchy tagline will guarantee success. It wasn't until my produce wilted en route to customers that I realized operational efficiency trumps aesthetics.
Yes, I mean, this was an interview with one of the people I spoke to called Akusia.
Okay.
She won a pitch challenge, and she was supposed to process agric products for the market, cut up pineapples and oranges, and the pitch grant they gave her, she spent 80% of that designing logos, branding,
packaging.
Yes, and then she starts the business and realizes that even how the process of getting the product to
From one
the
point to
companies to make sure that it gets there on time
And
before
it's
they
in
start
the
work,
right shape.
and it's in the right shape. She
Right.
hadn't thought through any of that.
Right.
And it's a key thing with a lot of young entrepreneurs. We are thinking more of
Look
the
and feel.
beautiful office, have a
Okay.
nice website, a
Okay.
nice logo.
Okay.
But the work, the actual work
Right.
to succeed is what you do behind the scenes.
Amazing.
And so that's very important for you to look at.
I love it. And the second lesson is that in business, optimism is not enough. It says our first major contract felt like a dream come true until the chef vanished mid-delivery.
This is Amy Beth.
That's
She won
tragic.
a contract right out of school, all the excitement, won a big contract to supply food to some company. And so she quickly got a chef on board. They didn't talk about the partnership arrangements, who was going to get what, who was going to do what. And then they started. And then she quickly realized that everything depended on this chef who decided that he was traveling.
Oh.
And it became an issue. She had to take on more. Then they had a fight, and it affected the quality of the food. And so all that passion was a lot of energy, but difficult conversations were not had. And so her advice was that if you want to go into any business, passion is good. You need that to push you. But sit down. If it's a partnership, discuss the vision. Are you aligned? Where are you raising money? How do you want the business to grow? Where do you take it? What is the next level of the business?
So discuss the fine details.
The fine details.
Go into a contract.
Otherwise, it becomes a problem.
Fantastic.
Go into a contract, sign things, so that it doesn't affect the relationship down the line.
Very well. Lesson number 3. In the early days, I mistook busyness for productivity. It took a failed venture to teach me that strategic focus is the true engine of growth.
I always tell people that they work in the business, not on the business. Two different things. You can be busy running around trying to get things done and all of that without sitting down maybe 30 minutes every day to think through the strategic direction of your business. If you do that, it saves you a lot of heartache and a lot of time and a lot of stress. It cuts your hustle because it allows you to strategically think of where this is going, which markets am I targeting, who am I going to talk to, and that clarifies for you a lot of things that you'd have been running around all over Accra doing. I mean, sometimes it's just a phone call if you think it through, instead of sitting in a car, sitting in traffic to go and negotiate something you could have done.
In Mokola, moving from one junction to another,
I tell
3
you, by the
hours.
time you come, you are sweating like.
Oh my God. So strategic focus is the true engine of growth, and busyness is not productivity.
No, you can be busy and not productive.
Oh my Lord. Lesson number 4. I was enamored with being an entrepreneur that I ignored the fundamentals. Passion is vital, but without a plan, it's just noise.
What is the structure of your business? Do you have a basic organogram? A lot of entrepreneurs hire people. They don't even clarify the job rules for the people they are recruiting and expect that the people will come and deliver. And they get disappointed when these people come in and they realize that they don't even have clarity on their goals. So I'm bringing in my friend to come and help. What is the person's job role? What are my expectations? All that is structure. It doesn't have to be a huge strategy document, but at least basic structure and functions. If you travel today, will your business survive? No, can it run? Without structure, it's you. The business is you. And that adds to your stress. That adds to you not being able to allow the business to move to another location, for example. Because there's no structure.
Lesson 4 on structure segues in perfectly with lesson 5, which talks about partnerships and collaboration. It says, after losing a significant partnership, I learned that clear communication and defined roles aren't optional. They are the backbone of any successful collaboration.
Exactly. And it happened to me. I had a friend, we went into a partnership and we ended up not being friends anymore because she took me to court. Yeah, it was that bad. I mean, because we hadn't really set out clarity and sign documents and say that this is an equity project we are going into. It can fail, it can do well, and that's entrepreneurship. It goes either way. You know, all those conversations were not had because we were friends, and it ended in a lot of trouble.
Wow. So clearly define your roles.
Even if it's your mother giving you money or becoming a partner, treat it as a business.
That's interesting. Lesson number 3, scaling a business isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. I had to learn to say no to good opportunities, to say yes to great ones.
A lot of people that have failed has happened because they try to do too many things. Everything seems like a good opportunity. So you are doing that and someone say, oh, can you add on this because there's it complements each other. And without thinking of the challenges that could come up in terms of raising capital, in terms of resourcing, staffing, and all of that, you jump onto the second idea. You know, you may have one restaurant that is doing well. It doesn't follow that if you open the second one,
absolutely,
it will also do well.
Absolutely.
It takes you sitting and seeing that, okay, this is the return on asset for me for this project.
Right.
If I do a second one, would the returns be the same?
Right.
Would it decrease my return on investment?
Right.
You know, so it's not actually how much I'm selling, it's how much the money I have invested is making for me.
Amazing.
And so don't be in a rush to open more businesses, but focus on what you have, grow it, let it be cemented properly. Fantastic. They say in our Akan language, when you actually urinate in one place, that is when and it runs same for entrepreneurship. Focus and get something built before you quickly jump onto another trend.
We're learning so much here. So scaling a business isn't about doing more, it's about doing what's most important or what matters more. It reminds me of Mami Gezi. She says sometimes more leads to burnout. More leads to burnout. So just
and you get
do the
fragmented.
most
Too many things calling on you, and you can't focus and grow it well.
I love it. Lesson number 7. I used to fear failure until I realized it's a prerequisite for innovation. Each misstep taught me lessons no success ever could.
Yeah, my doctorate is in innovation, and for me, everything comes down to the risk that you take. And risk will always come with potential failure. And I'm so passionate about failure. If I start talking about it, we'll take the whole day. I actually have a book that will be coming out very soon on failure. We should we should embrace the fact that failure is part of the journey and stop stigmatizing people that try and fail. You know, young people come up, they want to start something and they are afraid to step out because if they fail, they will be branded as failures. But it comes with the terrain.
Doc, that feeling is real, honestly. I'm not even going to lie about it. Like, you don't want to try so that they say that, oh, you try and you failed.
Yes.
You know,
so finish school, get a job, make some income, you know, live a comfortable, you know. But who else will try?
So how do you come around that fear?
We have to engage. We have to get the young people. We have to create an atmosphere, a culture that understands that failure is not
fatal.
It's not fatal. You are not out. You will learn and you will do better the
because
next
you
time.
Say each misstep taught me lessons no success ever could
teach me.
But some mistakes can be costly.
Yes.
So you need mentors to avert
Exactly.
that.
So don't just run into the gutter.
Yes,
exactly.
You might break your leg
and not recover.
This is Effective Living Series. We are hanging out with Dr. Buahima in team. She's managing partner, Blacksmith Africa Consulting. We are doing a book discussion. We're reviewing Beyond the Hustle, 52 real life lessons for your business. And the Effective Living Series is brought to you by Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited and Petra Trust. If you're loving the conversation, you can be a part of it. 0539986996. Learning so much. On to lesson number 8. Building a brand is more than marketing. It's about delivering consistent value. Customers remember experience, not just logos.
Isn't it frustrating when you see something very beautiful on social media, the product looks good and all that, and you give a call and nobody returns your call? Or you try to and the person is rude. It spoils the entire experience. Or you finally get the product in your house, you taste the thing, and it looks nothing like what you saw, you know, in the photo.
What you ordered versus what you got. My God.
You know, so for me, it's okay to brand. It's okay because everybody is looking at the outward, but put a lot more energy into delivering quality and consistency and good customer service.
Consistency is a point that we miss because sometimes you struggle to find something you really want. You find it, you enjoy it, you tell everyone about it, then everyone goes there and it's a mess.
One of the key subjects we treat in our incubation programs is standards. If we can standardize things, whatever you are doing, document your standards. If even it's jollof you're cooking, what goes into it, so that if I buy today and I buy next week, it's the same experience for me. And standards will take us very far if we focus.
Standardization, because the salt we fetch it into a hand, pour it in, and they will do. Okay, then we start in the
We even forget that different salts from different sources have different potencies.
That's true, like the rock salt.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you need to be sure where you're buying from.
And then there's the issue about delegation. A lot of young people who are in business want to do everything, sometimes because they don't trust people. But in lesson number 9, you say, I thought I needed to wear all the hats. Delegating wasn't a sign of weakness, it was the key to unlocking our potential.
But delegate properly.
Okay.
Delegate with proper guidelines. You know, ensure that who you are delegating to has capacity, and what you are delegating can be measured.
I'm loving this.
Otherwise, you will have struggles. There will be
Yeah.
challenges, and you feel very frustrated, because I realize a lot of the time that it is those of us delegating that have to work on ourselves, because the instructions are vague and abstract. We can't measure, but we expect output and outcome.
Sometimes you expect that the people you are delegating to will
know what is in your mind,
fill in the gaps and think the way you will.
Write it out like you're writing to a toddler.
Okay.
Step by step, and
Right.
make sure that when they come back, you can measure. When you
Very
do that,
useful.
delegation becomes a lot more effective.
Very useful instruction. Now let's talk about money. The money, right? Financial literacy isn't just for accountants. Understanding cash flow and budgeting saved my business from the brink more than once.
Yeah. What has helped me a lot is my first, second degrees are in finance. So I do understand the figures. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Your accountant puts something before you, and you are not sure what it means, and you take their word for it. That is fatal. So if you are planning to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to be a chartered accountant, but understand the basic figures. What is gross profit? What is net profit? What is your return on investment? What is your debt equity ratio? These are very simple things you can learn. And now with the benefit of all the socials and learning platforms and all that, you can take it slowly and acquire some knowledge. Don't just say, we my accountant, you know, and not try and understand everything you're doing.
So once you want to be the entrepreneur, you're
That
not
is
wearing
why
all the hats, but at least you know
entrepreneurship is
everything
so
also.
hard. You become a master, you become a jack of all trades, because you need to understand every facet of your business.
That's true.
Even if you are not the person undertaking that role.
This one is tough and painful, but it's true. The market does not reward effort, it rewards value. I had to align my offerings with what customers truly needed, not just what I wanted to sell.
I remember setting up a kids play center way back in 2006. It was called the Nanny's Fun House on the Spintex Road. Very brilliant. You know, parents loved it. You know, their kids were having fun. I had everything in there.
Right.
You know, a tech lab, restaurant, all sorts, you know, which cost a lot of money.
Right.
But parents were not willing to pay for the kind of facility and service that I was offering.
Okay.
So yes, it was a good one. I mean,
Effort,
everybody was
100%.
commending it. Effort was 100%. Branding was good. You know, they were loving the service, but they were not ready. The market was not ready to pay value for the service that was being offered. And it failed miserably.
So whatever you're investing in, just make sure that the market
is
can
ready,
afford it.
and you are providing a value that people are willing to pay for.
Amazing. Lesson number 12. Resilience isn't about never failing. It's about rising each time with greater wisdom. Every setback refined my strategy. This ties into the fear of failure point.
Yes. If you are afraid to fail, please work in a 9 to 5.
That one's safe.
That one's safe. You can fail, eh?
Don't be joke. It's not a promise.
Because when you come into the space entrepreneurship, failure is your business may not fail, but a product you launch can fail.
Right.
You know, there could be some disappointment with an order you bring in, and it affects your entire business. It's part of the terrain. So it is not about not failing, but your ability to cry a little, sit back,
and moving on quickly,
and find yourself
learning
again, and find your space again, learning the lessons, and then moving to the next level, picking up the pieces.
Lesson number 13. Networking opened doors I didn't know existed. Relationships, not just revenue, became a cornerstone of our growth. It's interesting how many deals people, you know, broker over, you know, tea, wine, and then the golf courses that so many presentations have not secured.
You have even taken it too high. Sometimes just our socials.
That's true.
I have a business that has grown I haven't advertised.
Right.
It's just been friends telling friends,
Right.
you know, people recommending. And if the product is good,
Yeah.
you can build a whole business from just
Out
your
of it.
network.
Right.
So please, let us network.
Right.
Let us value the relationships.
Right.
And I also give examples. You go to church.
Yeah.
When you close church, don't jump in your taxi or your car and go home. You never know, the person you may greet after church holds the key to unlocking some market potential for
Sometimes
your
even
business.
at the public toilet.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, so just keep smiling and be nice.
Yes.
Lesson number 14, and in the trot too.
Yes.
I learned that clarity in vision attracts the right team when everyone understands the why, the how becomes more manageable.
This is the number one problem of entrepreneurs. We are visionaries.
Yeah.
We see where we want to go.
But we are not clear
How
in
to
communicating
communicate
it.
that to the rest of the team
Okay.
becomes a challenge.
Right.
And somehow, strangely, we are hoping that they will catch on to the vision and run with us.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You have to ensure that every day you are communicating where you want to go and carry your team along. Otherwise, you change employees every week.
Doc, you have 52 lessons. We've only done 14.
We can't finish.
And it feels like we've learned so much already, and I'm really loving it. I'm getting to lesson number 15. I like it's like a desk calendar, right?
Yes.
I like the pictures and the presentation too. It's really nice. So this is called Beyond the Hustle.
Yes.
So we can get this and keep on our desk every day. We are
Every
learning
day
a new lesson.
Yes, 52
This is
lessons.
beautiful.
So every week, one lesson that you meditate on.
Amazing. So lesson number 15 is that innovation doesn't always mean invention.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about improving existing processes to serve customers better.
Yes. When we talk innovation, everybody is usually thinking
machines,
products,
yeah,
machines,
something.
creating. And you can innovate your marketing channel.
Right.
You can innovate your funding. Okay, where are you getting money from? You don't always have to jump to a bank. Innovation cuts across the entire organization.
Right.
You can just add a little value, change how a product looks, and it becomes your product.
Maybe just the shape.
Just the shape.
Triangular, you make it
Everybody's doing a
circular.
bottle with blue top.
Right.
And you can just change and do a rectangular bottle,
Solid.
whatever it is. And that's innovation. And so it has to cut across every part of the business.
Lesson number 16. I used to chase every trend. Focused execution on key initiatives proved more effective than spreading resources thin.
It's very easy to fall prey to everybody is doing this.
Charlie.
So let's all go. I mean,
man.
everybody's opening a
It's
restaurant, so
trendy.
let's all open a restaurant.
Yeah.
You need to understand that not everything everybody is doing will
Right.
work for you.
Okay.
You know, sometimes people have businesses, they are just fronts. There are all sorts of things in the back they are not showing you.
One shout.
You know, so
the whole year the same thing is there, but the
exactly,
money is
but
coming.
they are making money,
Yeah.
and so don't follow the trend.
Right.
Look at what works for your business,
Yeah.
and go out along with that.
Don't follow the trends. Look for what works for your business and execute to precision. I love it. Number 17 is a lesson we've got into. Mentorship transformed my perspective. Learning from others' experiences accelerated my growth and helped me avoid common pitfalls.
There's something interesting we are doing with Beyond the Hustle. We
Okay.
actually have an app now on Play Store,
Right.
you know, where you sign up. And I'm actually going to put young people to mentor with entrepreneurs.
Nice.
So we have people mentoring for careers. Accounting, they go and intern.
Nice.
But where is the entrepreneur interning? So we are creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to, you know, guide other young entrepreneurs and provide direction and for them not to fall into the pits we have fallen in and gotten out of. They may not survive.
It's true. We break a leg.
I tell
and
you.
that leg cannot be mended. As you mentioned, Beyond the Hustle, it just occurred to me I'm host of Beyond Borders on Channel 1 television.
Well, then maybe we can team up.
You see,
we are
that's
all
all beyond it.
something.
You know? Yeah, beyond. Yeah, now lesson number 18, customer feedback.
Yeah.
Even when harsh, became our most valuable tool for improvement. Listening turned complaints into opportunities.
I remember one day a supplier or a vendor that I work with sent me a questionnaire asking for feedback on her service. What about 5 questions? So I answered all of them. Then she called me back and try to refute,
rationalize the
every
feedback
of the
and tell you why
this was this and why I cannot say this is that. At the end, I asked them, why did you ask me?
Exactly.
If you had your answers already, we should be open to feedback. I tell people, if somebody gives me feedback, I'm happy because it means they want to continue to work with me. Typically, if I don't like what you're selling me, I just
won't even call you.
I won't comment. I won't talk. I won't give you feedback. I'm done, and I move. So, as entrepreneurs, business owners, you should look for feedback. Ask your customers how they feel, and be ready for the not so good things that they tell you. Otherwise, there's no point.
You know, during the festive season, I got someone to make some kaftans for me, and this someone I give repeat business. So we are all comfortable with each other, like how the delivery was. But this time around, they made some pants and my leg could not enter. You know, when it gets to your ankle, it's, you know, then I come like, Charlie, you say, oh, bring it, I'll do it for you. And I was angry that she didn't feel my time was wasted. The fact that I have to bring it back to delivery, I just go someone else because you didn't even value what I was giving you. That you just thought that, oh, bring it, I'll fix it.
No
sense of, oh, sorry, something went wrong, we'll get it done.
It's like you are being too known. Exactly. What is this? Just wear the thing and go
precisely. Lesson number 19, as you are running out of time, interestingly, is on time management. Time management isn't about filling every hour with tasks. It's about prioritizing actions that align with our core objectives. This is very deep.
Time management is crucial. And if you can manage your time as an entrepreneur, you don't get burnt out. Because so many things you can cluster and do. So many things you can assign your time to that are priority. Some things can be delegated very easily. So why don't you focus on strategy and leave the mundane tasks for other people to do? Okay, some things, like we said earlier, you can get on a phone call. Don't sit in a car because you want an in-person conversation. Time management is crucial, and once you can get that right, you realize that it frees up a lot of time.
So I want to manage our time too. We have like 3 minutes to go, and I want to end on lesson number 20, and then give you some time to also let our listeners know how they can reach out to you for some of the mentorship programs you talked about. But lesson 20, I love it. Success isn't a destination, but a journey of continuous learning, adaptation, and perseverance. Beyond the hustle is my roadmap, and I invite you to make it yours.
Simon Sinek says something that I love. Business is the long game. We are not playing to win. We are playing forever.
Come on.
So you measure yourself against yourself and grow from year to year. So there's nothing like I'm the best business. Best in what? Relative. Your best is not my best. What is my focus this year? And I work towards that focus. Maybe this year, all I want to do is to ensure that my network is wide. It's not about numbers. It's not about profitability. So as a business, set your own benchmarks and work towards that. And allow yourself grace to be able to do what you have said you do. If you keep matching and comparing, you are going to get very frustrated.
Amazing. That was a book discussion, Beyond the Hustle, 52 real life lessons for your business. Dr. Boahima in Team Dog, where can we find your books? Where can we access you? Want to network with you? How can we reach
My
you?
website is drboahimainteam.com. You can get the book there. We have an app, Beyond the Hustle, on Play Store, App Store. We run all sorts of webinars. We are working with organizations to bring this training incubation programs to students. We're actually starting a tour on campuses with Success Africa to be able to get students to sign on to some of these programs. But get the book, get the workbook. The workbook, by the time you are done, you have a business plan, you have a feasibility study. It guides you so that it moves from passion to an actual business.
It's been a real delight talking to you, Dr. Boahima and team. Thank you so much for the lessons you've unpacked and for sharing your journey with us. Beyond the Hustle, 52 real life lessons for your business. And that's what we will be parting with because it's top of the hour. My name is Caleb Kuda. If you've enjoyed the show, thank you to the team that helped us put it together. And thank you too for doing the listening. There is a lot more. Antina will be coming with our favorite show on Fridays, Dynamic Friday. Sheba Benning, however, is here with the news at 10. Good morning.